Aeros games were treated to a show both on and off the ice. Coach Terry Ruskowski led Houston to a winning record and a trip to the IHL playoffs for the team's inaugural season. But this is year 2, and the Aeros hope to improve upon last year's success and keep the house rocking. Hockey Night in Houston is next here on Prime Sports. Live from the Summit in Houston, Texas, Prime Sports and the Houston Aeros present IHL action. Tonight, the Houston Aeros host the Los Angeles Ice Dogs. A very pleasant good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Summit. Adam Gordon along with Mike Greenlay, the Aeros and the LA Ice Dogs. Ice Dogs 4-1 coming into tonight's game. The Aeros without a win, Mike. They're 0-3, but are showing some encouraging signs. They lost 3-2 to Detroit, but they're starting to show their improving signs.
Well, by rights, Adam, last game they really shouldn't have lost. They showed great signs down low, forechecking with a lot of intensity. Their defensemen were moving the puck up so well consistently all game. They were having no trouble getting out of their own zone. And I guess on their goaltending, of course, you had Gamble playing as well as he's ever played. And I guess their only marginal area was the fact that they couldn't score enough goals to win the game. They've gone a long way to shoring that up with Sylvain Turgeon. He's a 12-year NHL pro. He possesses a lot of goal-scoring ability, playmaking ability, and speed. So they've gone a long way to helping out their offensive capabilities.
Yeah, I think that'll take a lot of the pressure off the Mark Freer, Scott O'Neill, Scott McCrory line. He'll play with Al Conroy tonight. But the LA Ice Dogs are resuming play as the Ice Dogs. They played last year in San Diego, and they didn't bring a lot of guys with them, but they did bring one guy, and he's a major player, and that's Hubie McDonough.
Well, I think he's the most important guy. Last year was his 3rd season in a row with 75-plus points. I mean, the guy's an IHL All-Star, and he's definitely the key to their team. He's their team captain. He's going to lead by example. They're looking for him. The Houston Aeros are going to have to watch him.
And speaking of keys, it is time for our Oshman's Game Plan, brought to you by Oshman Supersports USA.
Well, the big thing is take the lead. The Aeros haven't led once, 1 minute in the 3 games they've played so far. Taking the lead might be the spark they need. Play to their strengths. Terry Ruskowski teaches them to hit hard, forecheck, back check, do all the little things right. They have to play to those strengths. And Sylvain Turgeon. Is he happy to be down here? Is he going to give his best effort? Or is the 12 years in NHL kind of a demotion to come here? So he's going to be a pivotal point for the Houston Aeros tonight.
And pivotal will be the goaltenders for LA, David Littman. For the Houston Aeros, Troy Gamble making his 3rd straight start. He's looked good in his previous 2. He'll be the man to lead the Aeros to victory. Up next, we'll throw it to the clubhouse right after this. Houston Aeros hockey on Prime Sports is being brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Fly Southwest, the low-fare airline. By your participating Texas Chrysler, Plymouth, Dodge, and Jeep and Eagle dealers. By Columbia HCA Healthcare Corporation, a new commitment to healthcare together. By Texaco Clean System 3 gasolines. Add more life to your car, take it to the star. And by the Gatorade Company. If you're living life to the fullest, you're gonna get thirsty. That's why you need Gatorade Thirst Quencher. Life's a sport, drink it up. Welcome to the Summit. Adam Gordon along with our special guest color commentator from KRBE Radio, Sam Malone, making his color commentary debut. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, we are set for the Aeros and the LA Ice Dogs. The Aeros 0-3 on the year, and the LA Ice Dogs 4-1. And the Aeros trying to get their first win of the year. And let's take a look at tonight's starting lineups, brought to you by Southwest Airlines for the Los Angeles Ice Dogs. Starting on defense, Matt Block. Also on defense, it'll be Mark Chris. At center, Hubie McDonough with Dwayne Norris and Patrick Augusta. The starting lineups again brought to you by Southwest Airlines for the Houston Aeros. As you look at David Littman, who will start in goal for the LA Ice Dogs tonight. The starting lineups for the Houston Aeros, Jim Pack and Steve Jakes on defense. Mike Yeo at left wing, Mike Maurice at center, Mark Cipriano at right wing, and in goal, Troy Gamble. Third straight start for the Houston Aeros. Aeros defend the goal to our right, and the Dogs the goal to our left. We're underway. Aeros with a puck. Jim Pack hustles back behind his net. Forechecked along the far side by Dwayne Norris. It's cleared to center, and romping to neutral ice is Mike Maurice, trying to move it around Mark Hardy, cutting down base of the right circle. Turned it down behind the net. In there was Hardy to tip it loose. They grind it out behind the cage. Puck clear to the near side. It's chipped along the boards. It's firing in there with a big hit with Cipriano. He had a good game opening night against the Detroit Vipers. Puck cleared by Los Angeles. Back to the Aero line. Jakes charges and plays it in his own end. Jakes drifting back behind the cage. Harassed along the boards by Patrick Augusta. Puck came out in front, but Maurice was there to gently roll it out at center ice. Just underway in the first period. No score. Glad to have you with us from the Summit. Jim Pack up the right wing boards. On defense for Houston. Lob the puck into the LA zone. David Littman out of the net to slow. He'll reverse it along the far side, and Augusta is there. Left side for Los Angeles. A long rink-wide pass intercepted by Freer. Mark Freer out there with Scott Arniel and Scott McCrory. A pass for Arniel too far, and the Dogs back in their own zone. Matt Block, who played last year with the Milwaukee Admirals, found himself a home in Los Angeles. Back to play for Houston. It's Mark Laniel. Turned it out to the near side. Block rolled it in. Arniel picked it loose. We played 1:15. Still no score from the Summit, but the Aeros coming after him now. Arniel right side, cutting in, but he was shaded off the pass from Matt Block, and the puck was cleared to center. Underway here at a good start, Mike Greenlay, as we got an icing call on the LA Ice Dogs.
Well, it certainly is. I mean, they really kind of leaving off from where they start, where they were starting off. Sorry, where they let off last game. Some good forechecking right away, and not waiting for any time. They're getting down in that zone early, and that could prove positive for them if they keep forechecking and cause those mistakes.
Yeah, this is going to be what we call a momentum game. This is where the momentum's going to start for the wins. It's going to start here tonight at the Summit. These people will not be sitting down for long, Adam.
No, and if you notice on camera, neither are we.
That's because there's no chairs for the guests. I'm never doing this game again. Where's my chair?
Just don't lean back, or you'll end up in the basement.
It's a Punch and Judy set. Look at this. Look at this.
Of course, you can find Sam Malone on KRBE Radio, and making his color commentary debut. I mean, he's going to run the show tonight.
No.
Ice Dogs with a puck. It's brought in by Cerrone. Cutting down the left side. Jason Cerrone, the shot block. Puck came down the left side, and another drive. And it's stopped by Gamble as Victor Gordiuk let it fly, and Gamble was there to make the stop. Puck cleared near side. Ice Dogs trying to come in. They've got the first shot on goal, but Arniel turns with a puck. Cleared it out to Mark Laniel. Can't get it out of the zone. He was harassed by Gordiuk. Picked loose Cerrone. Cerrone cutting to the slot. It came out in front for John Bice. He couldn't charge it down. The Aeros shoot it down, and icing will be the call as Matt Hervey Block goes back to play it with 17:50 to go in the first. No score.
Well, excellent. Like we said, you're gonna see pretty much a balanced game here, I think, because the teams are evened up pretty good. You look at some of the players that are gonna be on the forward lines for the Ice Dogs. You have guys like McDonough, Augusta, Gordiuk, and Norris, guys that know how to put the puck in the net, 20, 30, 40 goal scorers. And on the other side, you have guys like Turgeon, Arniel, Freer, and Slivchenko. These guys know how to score. It's going to be pretty even up on the forward lines, and defensively, of course, I think I'm giving the nod to the Aeros, who have a lot of experience on the blue line.
Off the face-off, puck controlled by Houston, and Slivchenko's got a breakaway! He's in on goal! No! Slivchenko with the goal! Aeros lead it 1-0.
What an excellent play by Slivchenko. There you see Slivchenko celebrating after that beautiful breakaway goal. He's scary on a breakaway. He's hard to stop on a breakaway, I tell you what.
Sam Malone, you called it. They needed a momentum getter. How about this one?
This was great. Here he breaks through. He finds the opening. He comes up, 2 Ice Dogs on his tail, and he doesn't go with a power shot. He rolls it around and eases in a very graceful shot.
And the Aeros have a 1-0 lead, so they've got their first lead, Mike Greenlay.
There it is. We said keys of the game. Let's see if this really does spark them.
And that's the Turgeon line. Turgeon, I don't know if was involved with that play, but he's +1. Here's a drive the other way by Norris, who was hammered wide of the cage. Chipped along the far side, Conroy. Get it out to Slivchenko at neutral ice. He'll throw one right back to Conroy. Cutting in with a shot. He fanned on it. McDonough's got him sized up. Puck was centered, and it was turned around by Darcy Martini. Somebody give that guy an olive and an onion. Puck clear to the near side. I'm sure he's heard that one. That was original. Puck shot out to center ice, and Norris was there. I'm sure you were waiting all day for that one, Mike. Puck brought in. Here's a centering pass, just missing. Hubie McDonough. Now the puck behind that. Norris ducks a Curtis Hunt check. Now it's centered out in front for McDonough. Again, couldn't get the shot away. Aeros trying to clear, cannot. Turgeon finally with a lunging play, and he'll get it out at center. You know, Sam, the thing is with Sylvain Turgeon, he hasn't played much. Will be interesting to see his stamina coming into tonight's game.
Yeah, will it be very tired in the offset, or maybe he's been working the cycle. Maybe like you, he's in the workout room every day.
Here's Mike Yeo the other way. Brings the puck in, out of the net. It's David Littman, rolled it far side. Cipriano picked it loose, jammed it back behind the net. Maurice centered. Here's the shot by Yeo. Oh, great save by Littman. Scrambling down there, and the Houston Aeros come in and attacking. They lead at 1-0, and Yeo nearly gave the Aeros a 2-goal lead.
Well, Yeo all alone in front. Littman made a good save by stacking the pads, but Yeo, well, he was all alone in front, and a good play down low by guys like Mike Maurice, who are digging the puck out of the corner, and you know, positive things right off the bat.
Let's take time out. 1-0 Houston. We'll be right back. Back to the Summit, Adam Gordon along with Mike Greenlay and Sam Malone. And we're entertained already. We're just underway with this one.
Well, we certainly are. I mean, one goal by Slivchenko on an excellent play as he poke-checked the defenseman of the Dogs, and right away you have another shot, goal-scoring opportunity. So the Aeros certainly not waiting for anything here. They're taking it to the play right now.
And here they come again. Jim Pack, left point, a wrist shot. Littman a glove save, and he'll hold on. Jimmy Pack, one of the new additions for the Houston Aeros, who had a shorthanded goal in Cleveland. Almost got another one there.
Well, Jim Pack, I mean, he's a smart defenseman. I mean, there's the guys that just barrel in and wind it up, and there's other guys that are smart. Jim Pack, he knew he didn't have a lot of time to let that one go, so he just floated one in there. It doesn't take a hard shot to create a play, and that's what happened on that play.
Face off to the right of David Littman. Freer wins the draw, back to Pack again. Moving down at the hash marks left side. It was centered, but tipped away by Jason Cerrone. In behind the net, it was knocked free by Jim Nesich. Cleared to the line, not out. Jake's wrist shot, and David Littman got drilled from behind. I didn't see the play. Did you catch that, Sammy?
Not really.
I think
I was looking to the right side.
I tell you what, I didn't see it, but I can tell you what happened. It looks like Cerrone pushed Pack, and he probably tripped over the net, and Littman was probably hugging his post. The net jumped on him, and the net jumped on the goaltender, and Littman went down in a heap. But he appears to be all right. It might have pinched his hand or something, but yeah, he got caught up in the webbing of the net, I think.
What they're giving him is a little shaking at him. Mike, they're just shaking him up. They say, Mr. Littman, we're going to give you a hard time tonight. We're going to rock you around. We're going to throw you down. We're going to displace the net. You're not going to be comfortable playing here in Houston.
Well, that's certainly a good thing for goaltenders, is to get on them quick.
Let's put Sammy to work.
All right, Adam, Mike, calling all fans. Houston Aeros season ticket packages are on sale right now for the 1995-96 season. Avoid the draft. Enlist today. For more info, call 627-AERO. That's 627-AERO. Join the Aero Force and get ready for the battle of a lifetime.
McCrory trying to dig a puck out. It was chipped out at center. Cerrone trying to go for it, and Patrick Augusta fired it into the Aeros zone. Back goes Arneal. Aeros lead at 1-0. We're 4 minutes into the contest. Puck controlled by Jim Pack. He will turn along the far side, and then it was knocked down into Troy Gamble, who will cover up and hold on. Troy Gamble, as we mentioned, third straight start. He has looked very solid, and I think of all the problems the Aeros have had, that's got to be maybe the biggest bright spot for the Houston Aeros.
Well, certainly. You always want your goaltenders to be sharp. I mean, goaltending's a funny position. You're not allowed to make any mistakes. Everyone else is allowed to slack off, but as a goaltender, the team counts on you to be ready even when you're not supposed to be ready, and Troy Gamble has been that, and looks like he's continuing to be that tonight.
Face off between Freer and Jim Nesich. How about these uniforms? I like the LA Ice Dog uniforms. They're sharp. Aeros, you haven't had a chance to see the blue ones yet. We're going to get our first penalty, and I think we're going to get the old obstruction penalty here.
That's unfortunate. I mean, you had Freer and Arneal streaking away on a 2-on-1, and it looks like the Aeros are going to get called there. Miles O'Connor for holding, I believe.
And O'Connor with the Aeros leader in penalty minutes with 30, and now you can tack on another 2.
Well, Miles looks like he's got a good grin on his face. He wanted me to say hi to some people up north for him, but before that, we'll take a look at the replay. And what happened is there was a good hit along the boards, and Miles O'Connor was holding, I'm not sure, you can't tell who it was, but he was holding him down by the lower part of the circle, not allowing him to forecheck or anything, and that's what created the 2-on-1, but of course it's nullified because as soon as they touch the puck, the ref blows the delayed whistle.
Face off as the Aeros shorthanded, and it's turned down the left side by Victor Gordiuk. Gordiuk down low, but it was tipped away by the Aeros. Freer cleared the line. Gordiuk held it in and went down low. Picked up again by Patrick Augusta behind the net. LA on the power play, 14.3%. That's 12th in the IHL. McDonough at the hash marks right side, sets up, jammed it down low for Augusta, circling back, sends it to the line. Danny Lambert lets the shot go. That was deflected. I think Donnelly got in front of it. It never got to Gamble. Puck again to the line, slipped it down for Patrick Augusta. Waiting, jammed it down low. McDonough the drive, and I think Gamble got a piece of that one. Puck cleared near side. Aeros trying to kill off this penalty. It came to the line, not out, held in by Lambert. It's chipped away. McDonough cutting in, the drive, blocked. Oh, McDonough firing a big shot in there, and it was rolled down to the hash marks. Laniel turning, he'll clear it down the ice.
Well, I tell you what, great penalty killing by the Aeros. I don't think Gamble had to face one shot there. There's 3 block shots, and all of them good opportunities. Good job by the Aeros right away on the penalty kill. Not afraid of that puck.
Puck turned in by LA, and back to play it is Jim Pack. You know, the Houston Aeros were #1 in the IHL in penalty killing. Coming into tonight's game, they were next to last at 18. That has got to change, but right now a good start on the penalty kill. Here come the Ice Dogs from left to right. Gordiuk at center has a striking Cerrone, but he fed it to Bice. Back to the line. Gordiuk cutting it centered, and Gillingham had a crack at it, but it was jammed away. And Conroy rolled it out at center. Lambert chased it down in his own zone. Half a minute to go in the LA power play. At center, Lambert's pass brought in Cerrone, dropped it back. Gillingham rolled it back behind the net, picked up John Bice, rolled away though by Jim Pack. Penalty down to 15 seconds. Aeros trying to clear. Lambert held at the right point. Cerrone pounded on the boards by Jim Pack, and Maurice will clear it out at center ice. Oh man, Sammy, I'll tell you, the intensity right now is all in favor of the Houston Aeros.
It's almost like you got 4 or 5 goalies playing for the Aeros tonight. Yeah. Not a puck getting near the goal.
No, they all put their pads on tonight.
Whoa, puck shot down, and then we're going to get an icing call on Houston with 13.5 to go in this first period, and the 1-0 Aero lead. And Terry Ruskowski has to be very pleased with the early start, Sammy.
You better believe it, especially where they were last season. This was great penalty killing. They were clearing the puck out. They were giving Rob plenty of time in the net. There was no block. There was no confusion. It was almost like they had rehearsed it this way, Adam.
Well, I tell you what, this past week, if you were at practice, you'd notice that that's all they did. You guys were out early on the ice. Terry had them out on the ice early doing the penalty kill, doing the power play, and you know, you devote a lot of time. You know what they say, practice makes perfect, and right now they're perfect on the power play tonight.
13.5 to go in the first, and a 1-0 Aero lead. Puck along the near side. Curtis Hunt rolled it for Gord Donnelly. Donnelly, who played the last game as left wing against Detroit, back on the defense because of the injury to Gord Krupke, and I'm sure Mike Greenlay that Krupke's a big guy. They got to get back into the lineup soon.
Well, he went for an MRI today on his shoulder, and hopefully that'll turn out to be negative because, you know, you don't want to lose a guy like that.
Big banger. Puck in the LA zone. Yo chipped it back, but it was picked up by Clark Donatelli, and he rolled it out to Brett Duncan. Duncan trying to chase it down. It was snapped out of the zone by Maurice, and here comes Donnelly at center. Hit Yo in his entrails, though, and that'll leave a hole coming through you, but now it's Donatelli who jammed it back into the Aero zone. Out of the net, Gamble. Leaves for Curtis Hunt. Rolled along the far side. It was held in at a left point by the Ice Dogs. Mark Chris jammed it down low. Donatelli. Is he one of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, you'd think? Puck came back to the line. It's a backhander. Steered right on. Gamble, I think, got a blocker on it. Scramble for the loose puck. And one of the Ice Dogs got sent to the doghouse with a huge check. It was Hubie McDonough, I think, they got creamed from behind. Puck to the line, not out, held in the drive. Oh, Gamble with a great stick save, and he will hold on. Excellent action here from the Summit. We have more of it when we return. Aeros lead 1-0.
Welcome back to the Summit. It's 1-0 Aeros, and you can see why tonight so far the Aeros have been successful on the defensive effort. Look at this scramble in front of the net. Gamble can't find it. Finally, it's picked up in front, and boom! The Ice Dogs are on the ice, and that's part of their success is the early hitting.
They were hitting hard. The other thing is, if you watch Cipriano, if you get a chance earlier in that replay, he's working Chris up on the upper left-hand side. He's not even giving anybody an outside shot. They've got to come on inside, and the defense is dropping them.
They're all picking up their men. That's where the defensive success comes.
Puck is in the Aero zone. It cleared, but not out. Gillingham held it in left side. It was centered in front, tipped away, loose in front though. Aeros weren't sure where it was, and now Slivy's at center. Vadim Sliv take go across the line with her Turgeon. It is Slivchenko centered. Oh, Turgeon just about got a stick on it. Jim Pack rolled it down in behind the net. It was knocked away by the Los Angeles defense, but Turgeon drills his man into the corner. It's a battle for the puck, and we're going to get a penalty coming up for the Ice Dogs. It will be high sticking, and we will get a look at the Aero power play with a 1-0 lead.
Well, there you see Zelkin, very good ref by my standards. I always liked Zelkin when I played. He's very fair, and I think that was a pretty fair call there. Down low, Slivchenko's working hard. He loses his stick, but he still gets in there. And oh, that had to hurt. They came in high with the stick, and that could have been pretty dangerous there.
I'll tell you what, although we'll see Mark Freer here on the power play, I think one guy that's going to make a factor on the power play will be this guy, Sylvain Turgeon.
Well, like you had mentioned, he's got the rest. He's been thinking about it a while. He's going to be dangerous. Watch out.
Yeah, he's a good skater. They're going to have to break him in slowly, but once he gets accustomed, he is going to be the shot of adrenaline the Aeros need. Freer, Arneal, Townsend with Laniel and O'Connor. Aeros on the power play, but they can't come up with a loose puck. McDonough turns, cleared to the line, chopped down by O'Connor, but he had to regroup at center ice. Puck flipped ahead. Arneal lost the handle on it, and one of his best friends and former teammates from the San Diego days, Hubert McDonough, will clear down the ice. McDonough, of course, played many years in the NHL with the New York Islanders, I think the more recent of the teams that he played with before coming into the IHL. At center ice, Miles O'Connor turns the puck into the LA zone. Littman tried to knock it down. It went to the far corner, looking for its Arneal. Townsend chipped it for Freer. Mark Freer in the corner, and it's rolled away and cleared to the line. Not out. Laniel at a left point. Turns it for Freer, getting set. Freer for Townsend. Waiting. Goes to the line for Laniel. Now the drive. And O'Connor's shot. Hustled down by Arneal. The shot. Littman the save, and he'll hold on. So the Aeros moving the puck well on the power play, which has definitely not been the problem they have had. It's just a matter of bearing it, but at least they're getting their chances.
Well, chances are going to come. They're going to come, and they're going to make good on them. And like we said, guys like Sylvain Turgeon and Arneal are going to have to put that puck in the net. Arneal gets the puck off the boards right here, and he just steps out. He's looking for Laniel, who's coming down low. You can't see him in the picture, but he elects to take the shot because there's too many guys in front of the net. And a good shot. Littman came out well at the top of his crease, and Arneal had really nothing to shoot at.
Mark Freer, for those of you watching on Prime, he told me something before tonight's game. He says, I always seem to get off to slow starts. I tell myself I'm going to have a big start, and I always get off to a slow one. And even though he has only a goal and an assist, he's going to light it up as the season goes. And I think with the acquisition of Turgeon, that's really going to take a lot of the pressure off. Aeros on the power play for another 55 seconds. Puck brought in by Arneal, but the Aeros are offsides.
Well, that was kind of a funny call. It was brought in by the Ice Dog player, and then he touched himself. I'm not sure how that was called. Offsides, but good pressure still by the Aeros.
Sammy, I got to ask you, as you make your debut tonight doing color, you kind of made your debut playing. So now, as you're doing this, are you taking mental notes for your big men's league tournament coming up next week?
From now on, just call me Mr. Aero. I play right wing in Sugarland for the Sugarland Imperials up at the Aerodrome, and I'm learning a lot here. I'm sucking it all up. I'm going to take this tape. This is my game tape for Tuesday night.
He's like a sponge. He's just absorbing all this. I tell you what, there's one thing. If you get on skates and try and skate, and then you come out and watch a game, you really form a new respect for the players, I tell you.
Yes, you do.
Wait till you try and put them on skates and go out with the players, though. That respect triples.
Now that's a tape I'd like to have.
I've got a few for you. Here's Jim Pack in his own zone. He rolled it back behind the net. Gamble knocked it down, and Jakes will play. Steve Jakes for Houston. Quick pass out at center, miss. Conroy trying to find Maurice. It's flipped away by Hardy, but he couldn't clear the zone. Conroy, former teammate of Mark Hardy's last year in Detroit, for Slivchenko, who's got the only goal of the game. Conroy back to the line. Jakes winding, shooting, score! Steve Jakes, power play goal! Aeros lead 2-0.
Well, I tell you what, that's the kind of start that the Aeros needed, and great shot by Jakes there. And the reason why it was such a good shot is because Littman can't see the puck. Maurice, I don't know if he got a piece of it. He did get a piece of it. Maurice deflects it down between the legs of Littman, and I tell you what, a great shot.
And you know what else? The first minute of the penalty, I was getting a little worried. I'm like, they're not taking advantage of the power play. Then what happens? Minute 40 or so later into the penalty, there comes the goal. Great team effort.
And a good job by Maurice again in front. Even if he didn't deflect that, he was forming a screen in front And I tell you what, shots are what's going to do it. In the first couple games, they weren't hitting the net as much. And, you know, you got to shoot to score.
And you know what else coming into tonight's game, Mike? Houston outscored in the first period of the season 6-1.
They got 2 now.
So what did I say earlier? Momentum, the big M?
The big M.
There you go, baby.
Results in the big G. Couple of G's. Puck is in the Aeros zone. Down low, Donatelli charged it down. He was unloaded on by Curtis Hunt. Aeros trying to clear. Freer rolled it into the boards, but Donatelli was there. Donatelli takes a bump from Freer. Puck came out in front. It ricocheted. Oh, there's a little backhander just went wide. I'm not sure that Gamble got a piece of it, though. Here's Donatelli, the drive, and that's blocked by Freer. Give it to Scott McCrory. Big white pass for Scott Arneal, slicing through the trick of Donatelli. Arneal centered McCrory. Oh, great left pad save by David Littman. Rejected that like a bad habit, and it's Jim Nesich the other way. Right side shoots the puck into the Aeros zone. Charged away as Gamble knocked it free, and here is it's Gord Donnelly to Yo. Shouldered along the boards. It came out at center. Lambert. Quick pass out to the left side. Brought in Gillingham. He's pounded along the boards. The shot came in. Gamble played it. And we're going to get a penalty on the Houston Aeros with 9:07 to go in the first. And a 2-0 Aero lead.
Well, Mike Yo, a little bit aggressive here as he pulls down the Ice Dog player. It was a good play. It was a good penalty, though, because he had a wide open shot if he didn't haul him down. And so you look at good penalties and bad penalties. Mike Yo certainly took a good one there, as you know, a lot of guys will rather take a 2-minute penalty than give up a goal. So smart play by Mike Yo there, but they'll have to sit, and we'll see how that penalty kill is. The Aeros are 69.2% this year, and that shows that they need to get it up a little bit more, but they've been successful so far tonight.
Face off to the left of Troy Gamble. And it's won by the Ice Dogs. Darcy Martini the drive. Gamble the save. Puck came down low. Todd Gillingham controls base of the right circle for Darcy Martini. Slipped it down for McDonough. Oh, is he dangerous behind the net? Waiting, back to the line. Martini right side, slipped it for McDonough. He's pushed along the boards. They battle for it, and the Aeros slip it out at center. McDonough is there along the left side, and here comes Norris across the line. The shot blocked by Jim Pack. It cuts to the near side. Conroy is there. Can't clear it. Martini held right point. Puck came to the near side. Martini a shot that's shaken but not stirred, and it'll go over the glass and out of play with 1:23 to go in this first period. A 2-0 hockey game. And Sammy, you know, one of the things we talked about off the air was the specialty teams, and they're being a factor of both power play and penalty killing.
They are. They really are. And the Aeros, like you said, probably practiced this all week long, and what we're seeing is it applied tonight. Also, you got to enjoy Jim Pack. He is out there using all his body, hands, arms, legs, and he is really helping out with the goalie tonight.
Ooh, a little shot in there for Al Conroy, but that's paying the price, eh?
It certainly is. That was Gillingham. Gillingham's a bit of a rough guy. He's leading the league in penalty minutes right now.
Now Freer's got a breakaway, short-handed, if he gets there, right in! And he was written off the puck. A good defensive play, though, by Danny Lambert, one of 3 guys that played for the Gulls last year. Actually 4 if you include Gillingham late. Norris coming in down the left side. It was slipped away, but he got it back to the left side. It's Dan Lambert, right point, getting set. Rolls it for McDonough. McDonough's pass to the left side. Martini, the drive, went upstairs and missed the cage. Picked up by McDonough. Get it to the line. Back to McDonough, top of the near circle. Slipped it, Gillingham, centered, scored! Along the far side, Dwayne Norris. It is a power play goal. And the Ice Dogs on the board. It's 2-1 Houston.
Well, that was an excellent play. McDonough was patient there, and you know, a good play down low by Gillingham. He gets the puck from McDonough, and he just feeds it straight across. Then what happens is as defensively, it's like a box. They have 4 guys out there, and they form a box. The one player comes down, and the box has to shift. And the shift player just came down through the crease there. He didn't get there in time. And I guess that's part goalie's job, part defenseman's job. You have to kind of go in between and say, okay, I've got this guy to this point, and I've got this guy to that point. There wasn't enough shift, and they made the play really quick on that one.
Aeros now lead 2-1. Puck goes into the LA zone. Make that Townsend that goes in after it. Townsend trying to shake off a check. Maurice is lit up into the boards. Nesich chased it down in the corner. Yo trying to pry it free. They're skate to skate in the corner. Mark Harney rolled it over to the near side. Intercepted by Maurice. It came out to Yo. Base of the left circle. Yo getting set. Yo still with the puck, trying to cut in. He was harassed by Nesic, and then Yo bustling along the boards, and it's tipped away by Kelly Hultgren. LA Ice Dogs bring it at center. Donatelli, he'll bring it in across the line, slip it over for Hardy, a pass that got behind him, and he'll reverse it down the right wing boards. O'Connor chips it out at center, and it'll go back into the LA zone with 7 minutes to go in this first period. 2-1 Ice Dogs. That's a big goal for LA. We're down 2-0. Here's another chance though. Cerrone, right side, shoots. Gamble, a right pad save, and the puck was cleared out of there. And it is O'Connor, a quick pass to center for Slivchenko, across the line. Slivy moving in, pulls the brakes now, trying to make the move around the left side, and it came to the near corner. Turgeon has the puck in behind the net, but it was picked up by Victor Gordiuk. Cleared to the line, not out. Held it in the right point by Jakes. Ice Dogs with it. Aeros, I'll tell you what though, they're winning a lot of these battles in the early going.
Gotta win the little battles on the board if you're gonna win the war.
Puck at center. Gordiuk had to go back to get it. Slivchenko wrote him off. Jim Pack cleared to center, and now Turgeon with a couple of men to beat. Gives it to Pack. Dumped the puck in. Sylvain Turgeon going after it. Then he's offended out in front. Play going right on. Out at center, it's John Bice. Played last year with Milwaukee as well. Across the line, Bice, right side, cutting in. Bice centered the shot. Oh, great save by Gamble. And the puck is cleared. Troy Gamble, more of a reactionary left pad save, made the stop. And the puck is cleared with 6 minutes to go. Icing the call as Martini will play it. And the Aeros, who lead 2-1, will have more from the Summit.
The Aeros, a 2-1 lead right now, and it stays that way with a great save by Troy Gamble. The Ice Dogs breaking down the wing. It's fed out into the slot, and a good quick shot. Goaltender usually will be sliding across the crease by that time, but Troy Gamble shows his experience as he stays there and keeps his toe on it.
And for the LA Ice Dogs, we talked about Huey McDonough at the top of the cast. He's been a factor with his line mate, Dwayne Norris.
And what a factor, a 6-game point streak each.
Both, yeah.
Coming in and working it well tonight.
Puck controlled by the Aeros. McDonough trying to chip it free from Curtis Hunt, who sat out the last game. And it's finally rolled to center and all the way down the ice. We will get another icing call on the Aeros, and they'll bring the face-off back into the Aeros zone. Be sure to stay with us. For those of you on Prime, we'll go to the clubhouse. For those of you listening on KPRC Radio, we'll keep it here. Take a look at the first period with Mike Greenlay and myself. Then when we return, both Prime and KPRC, Sam Malone and I will chat a little bit about the first period, and also maybe take a look at what you got planned for us on KRBE here in the coming weeks.
Fill you on the inside stuff.
There you go.
Fill you on the inside.
I want some of the entertainment dirt.
Okay, we can do that. I'll give you some band dirt.
Just as long as there's no dirt about me.
Adam, you're safe. We work together now. You got insurance, Malone Insurance.
Puck is in the Aero zone. It's controlled by the Dogs, trying to move it out in front. Freer in a battle, grinding it out with Dwayne Norris. It came to the line, Arneal fighting for it. It came to the near side, and it's chipped to center. Dan Lambert chased it down his own blue line, nearly turned it over to Freer. It was cleared at center. Freer charged it down, and now it is Arneal across the line. Arneal getting set, rolled it back. Oh, it slipped over the stick of Gord Donnelly. And now we're going to get a penalty. We're going to get a delayed penalty coming up on the LA Ice Dogs. Todd Gillingham wants to go at Donnelly. I'd like to see, or is he looking at Donnelly or the referee?
He was looking at Donnelly. I tell you what, wouldn't that be a nice tilt? Gillingham, like we said, he's leading the league right now in penalty minutes. He has 50, and boy, he's an irritating player. That's the kind of player he is, and he'll draw penalties all night. I think he gave Donnelly a little slash there, and Donnelly took offense to that and gave him a slash back. But Donnelly challenged him, and he came at him a little slowly. But I'd love to see what happened in that fight. That would probably be a pretty good goal.
You into a little fisticuffs tonight?
We're going to send Sam Malone. Yeah. We're going to send Sam Malone down there. There you see it's a cross-checking penalty on Gillingham, and I'm surprised Donnelly didn't get a slashing penalty, although he just slashed his stick. He still went at him pretty good. I'd like to go with that guy.
You know, he doesn't even listen to his mom. That's how mean that guy is. Okay.
I'll tell you what, that guy's. You know how mean that guy is?
How mean?
When he was a kid, they had to tie a pork chop to his leg just to get the dog to play with.
Performing tonight at the Laugh Stop, Mike Greenlay.
Puck goes into David Littman. Oh man,
So, man, my heart, I can't take 3 periods of this, folks. Puck held on by Littman. They'll face it off. Somebody tell me, is this a hockey game tonight?
Well, I'll tell you one thing about David Littman. I'll tell you something about the goaltenders for the Ice Dogs. None of them played in this league last year or the American Hockey League. They all took time off. David Littman took time off, but he's the only one who has IHL experience. Last year, he played the drums in a band for a year, and then he came back with the Richmond Renegades, the East Coast League. And he helped them win the championship in the East Coast League.
Sounds like former Aero Murray Eves, little drummer.
There you go.
Murray Eves was a tremendous drummer, if anyone that knew that. Puck came into the LA zone. Maurice knocked it down. It's flipped away and cleared to center. Aeros on the power play is Todd Gillingham in the box. Mike Maurice in his own zone. Slides it past to Conroy. It goes into the LA Ice Dog zone, but it was cleared to center ice. And the Aeros are back. Mark Laniel turned it over to Godiak. Godiak with a glove save made by Gamble, and O'Connor is there. Miles O'Connor, quick pass to center. Here comes Slivchenko across the line. Slivchenko trying to move in, and the puck was tipped away. Slivchenko with a goal. Steve Jakes with a goal. For the Ice Dogs, Dwayne Norris with a tally. And it's 2-1 Houston. 4:19 to play in the first, a minute 7 to go in the power play. Aeros bring it to center. Freer across the line with Arneal. Freer crossed it up with Arnie. Freer, who had a moment, then decides to pull up left side. Center, Townsend went upstairs and missed the net. He tried to go upstairs, and the puck goes back to the line. Jim Pack for Scott Arneal. Arnie waiting, long shot deflected. Oh, Laniel nearly got his second of the year. Puck behind the net. Freer rolled it back to the right side for Jim Pack. It's off the boards for Arneal. It came out in front, but Bice is there. He'll skate to center. John Bice at center across the line for Godiak. It got behind him, and it's turned around by Arneal. 2-on-2 with Freer. Arneal looking in front, dropped it back. Pack to Arneal. Aeros have half a minute on the power play. It came back to the line for Jakes. Gives to Pack. Wrist shot, blocked, loose in front. Townsend turns, can't get a shot away. Townsend left side, back to the line for Jakes. Townsend again along the left wing. Slipped it for Freer, base of the left circle. His pass goes to the far corner. Arneal could not gather it in, and Mark Hardy will clear it, and Pack makes a lunging glove save. He looked more like Bagwell diving for a loose grounder on that one with a second remaining in the power play.
You know, the Ice Dogs are practicing what we like to call Three Stooges defense. That spread them out. They are moving the Aeros out. They're making them work outside.
Well, you try and give a team an outside shot, and even a guy with a good shot like Jimmy Pack is not going to be able to get it through. You're right. They are keeping them on the perimeter, and the Aeros are going to have to try and pierce that perimeter and try and get guys in the slot and get them the puck.
Face off center ice. Conroy with Cipriano and Turgeon. I like this line. Top of the puck. Ice Dogs have it. Matt Block on the left side. It's cleared to center, and the power play is now over. Gamble out of the net. Rolled it to the near side. Turgeon waiting, and we've got a penalty coming up as Donnelly went after Gillingham away from the play. Oh boy, this was behind the play. I did not see it, but the referee did. While they sort it out, we take time out. Aeros 2, Ice Dogs 1. More after this. Up at the Summit, Aeros with a 2-1 lead and a 5-minute major coming up to Gord Donnelly, and things really getting feisty here.
Well, I tell you what, Gord Donnelly slashed Gillingham, and Gillingham went for a 9.5 on the dive, and he probably was injured a little bit on the play, and Donnelly just went right off the ice. He was sent right off the ice by Zelkin, and then as Gillingham was leaving the ice, he had a little run-in with who did he have a run-in with? He had a run-in with Conroy, and Conroy was chirping at him a little bit, and Gillingham wheeled around and went back at him. There he doubled back, and he couldn't lift his other arm, so I figured, he said, I don't know, the old saying, I'll fight you with my arm tied behind my back, didn't work that time. But
come on, tough guy. Come on, tough guy.
I'm not sure whether he'll get a penalty for that as well, but we know that Donnelly is off the ice for a 5-minute high-sticking major.
He's done, yeah. It's a slashing major, and I don't know if they announced that as a match. If they announced that as a match, I don't think they did, though.
Well, I tell you what, I caught a glimpse of it, and it didn't look very good. Of course, when a player goes down in a frenzy like that, you have to ask yourself, this guy's either very seriously hurt or he's putting on a show for the referee. And Gillingham, you know, he skated back to the bench, or sorry, he skated to the dressing room. And he looked like he'd gotten slashed, but I mean, he didn't look like he was in any imminent danger of dying or anything. So I think he put a little show on there for the ref, and I think he bit.
Aeros now shorthanded for 5 minutes, which is a score-at-will power play for the LA Ice Dogs. McCrory to take the draw against QB McDonough. Off the face-off, the Ice Dogs have it. Lambert at a right point. Dan Lambert circles back. It was chipped away by McCrory, and it's out at center. Ice Dogs have only one shot on goal on their power play. Now Conroy shorthanded, but it was knocked away by Norris. Dwayne Norris in his own zone, and it's back in behind the net. 4 minutes, 40 seconds to go in the major, so they'll get half of it in the first and the other half in the second. And it's a score at will. Jakes takes the puck away. We're going to get a delayed penalty on the LA Ice Dogs, so that'll kill off 2 minutes. The Aeros will not get a power play as Littman shades McCrory and finally plays the puck. Aeros will not get a power play, but will go 4-on-4 for a couple of minutes, and that might mean a little ice for Sylvain Turgeon.
Well, it might, and I think the good thing about them getting a penalty right now is that it nullifies the rest of the period. So at least unless something funny happens, the Aeros will go into the dressing room with the lead, something they haven't done yet this year, and then they'll worry about killing off the last 2 minutes when they come back out. It'll give them a little bit of rest. Turgeon, of course, is out on the ice, as you said, and 4-on-4, he could be scary out there. He's out there with guys like Maurice, who's a good banging forward, and of course you got Miles O'Connor and Laniel on the point.
And the other thing is, think about the goalie confidence. You don't want to be in there 5 minutes short one, okay? So now Troy's got a little more confidence. We're a little more even. Hopefully we'll keep this 2-1 lead into the break.
Or maybe score a goal. Come on, think positive, Sammy.
My BBA's in finance. Okay, I'm a very conservative fella. 6%, 7% return.
Shot by O'Connor, stuck aside by Littman. And it's rolled to the near side. Ice Dogs bring it to center. Along the right side, it was Mark Chris who shot it into Aero territory. Gamble knocked it down. Miles O'Connor will play from right to left. Quick pass. Jammed ahead to Maurice. He's out there with Turgeon. Puck brought over the line. Intercepted. Turgeon went in after it. It's into the near side for Chris, and then Turgeon gives him a ride into the near corner. Ice Dogs with it. Cleared along the boards and out at center, and Dwayne Norris has a man to beat. Mark Laniel. Norris flying across the line with a wrist shot, and Gamble makes the save, and he'll hold on with 1:47 to go in the period. 2-1 Houston, 1:24 left in the minor to Darcy Martini, but 3:49 left in the 5-minute major to Gord Donnelly.
Dwayne Norris, as you said, has a 6-game point streak, and this is their 6th game, so that's going to tell you he's having a pretty good start to the season. He played in Cornwall last year, and he led the team last year in power play goals with 12, and he was just out there with on the 4-on-4. So he's a dangerous guy. He's a big, strong forward. Like you don't want to give him too many options, especially when he's out there with McDonough.
Face off to the right of Troy Gamble. Aeros win the draw. Pack fell, couldn't clear. Lambert the drive. Gamble with a stick save, and the puck into the corner. Pack gives Mark Hardy a bit of a shove, and it's back out at center ice. Dan Lambert chipped it right side for Gordiuk. Gordiuk at neutral ice, weaving through Slivchenko. Vadim had him hooked off a little bit. Yo trying to pry the puck away, and then he hooked Gordiuk down, and that'll be a penalty. Yosi got it in there a little tight, and Mike Yo will go to the penalty box.
And you know what he's also going to get is maybe a 10-minute. No, he's going to get an unsportsmanlike conduct. I think that's a 4-minute call altogether, which is not what the Aeros need. Gordiuk reaching for the puck, and Yo just hauls him down. It was a clear penalty, and I think Yo gave it to Zelkin a little bit after the play, lipped off a little bit to him, and Zelkin is not going to take anything from anybody. He's going to say, hey, look, I'm the referee. The way what I say goes, and he's going to get a roughing penalty and a 2-minute unsportsmanlike conduct as well. So that's a 4-minute call.
This kind of takes away the momentum a little bit here.
I'll tell you something. This was like when you go out to dinner on Saturday night, the people start leaving the party. We got 3 white jerseys out there helping out on the offense.
And the thing is, the Aeros need to just get out of this period without giving up a goal and then worry about the second period. McDonough across the line, starts the power play. McDonough rolled it back to the line for Mark Hardy. 1:12 in the period. Hardy fakes the shot, waiting top of the slot. Hardy waiting, lets a shot go deflected. Gamble stopped it. Rebound came out in front, and Jim Pack is there to clear it down the ice.
This is one of the most dangerous power plays that you can give a team, a 4-on-3, because there's less bodies out there. There's more room to do what you want.
Here come the Ice Dogs. McDonough across the line. McDonough rolled one out to the line. Lambert, fan on a shot. Gamble. Oh, it almost got behind him, and then it chipped out in front. Arneal locks his man up in the corner. It's Godiak. Rolled it near side, and Arneal chipped it to the line, and it's down the ice. If the Aeros can get out of this period, that is a big momentum booster heading into the second period.
And in 10 seconds, they'll be 2 men short.
Puck at neutral ice. Ice Dogs roll it right side. McDonough too far. Jim Pack chipped it out. And the Ice Dogs are there with 25 to go in the period. It's into the Aeros zone, but Jim Pack shot it right back down the ice. Aeros now 2 men down with 19 seconds to go. They'll go for about 2 minutes of 2 men down when we start the second period. Hultgren across the line, chopped by Conroy. Aeros turn and get it out at center. 8 seconds left. Matt Block, left side, rolled it into the Aeros zone. Matt Block got it back. Lets the shot go. Gamble with a stick save, and the puck goes out of play as the buzzer sounds. So half of it's good. The Aeros able to kill off the first half, but they'll have 2:02 of a 2-man disadvantage to kill off when we resume play in the second period. The Aeros leading the Ice Dogs 2-1, and we'll have more from the Summit right after this. Welcome back to the Summit, everybody. It is a 2-1 hockey game. The Aeros leading the LA Ice Dogs. And I think as I bring in my good luck charm, it looks like it's Sam Malone from KRBE Radio making his debut. Aeros haven't won. It's the reason you're doing the telecast tonight.
That's why they brought me in. Terry called. He says, listen, we've shored up the offense. We've shored up the defense. We've got some good goalies. Sam, come on down to the game.
And it's worked. The Aeros lead 2-1. What'd you think of that first period?
Well, right off the bat, if you notice the first drive, the first puck possession, the Aeros took it right to the net. They said, Lippman, we're coming at you. And then, they kind of eased up a little bit, and they took advantage of some good opportunities. Were able to get ahead. You were talking about the penalty situation. We were stacked against us, and the Aeros were able to, kill the time, go ahead with a goal, go into the locker room, take a break, put the ice to the wounds, and talk it over.
And it's no secret that 2 of your favorite guys are goaltenders, Rob Dobson and Troy Gamble. Your buddy Gamble's having a good period.
Gams is out there, and well, if he doesn't, I'm going to go give him a hard time. I think that's the other thing that's on his mind, Adam. He's like, if I screw up, Sam's going to come down and slap me around on the air Monday.
I know that's going right through his head as we speak. Now, let's talk a little bit about you and your show. You're on in the mornings on KRBE Radio. A lot of fun, of course, in the mornings if you've never heard Sam Malone and your cast of thousands,
yes,
if you will. Talk a little bit about what's coming up in the future here. What do you got going?
Well, we got a lot of things coming up. First of all, I'm hosting a golf tournament on Friday, the Sam Malone Celebrity-less golf tournament. No celebrities, Adam, so you're invited.
I can play.
And we're having Sammy the Pig. They named a pig after me at the Humane Society. Sammy the Pig will be on the air Monday. That's right, 2 fat pig Sammys on the air on Monday.
Wow.
Also coming up, Mother-in-Law Day. On Friday, a live studio audience with nothing but nagging mother-in-laws.
Well, I don't have a mother-in-law, but I have a mother.
Yeah.
I have a mother. She'd fit in.
So these are things coming up. So it's been busy at KRBE. It was Friday the 13th. We did our live show today at a haunted house. And we had to be careful not to curse as we were being chased by large men with axes.
Well, now, my final question here. You make your debut. You're doing color.
Yeah.
And honestly, tell the fans, are you enjoying this?
Loving it. I made a mistake, and I screwed up early on. When the first goal was scored by Slipchenko, I went, yeah! I yelled. Because I'm used to being a bystander, a fan, and now when you're in the broadcast booth, you can't go, wow, that was great! And jump up and down, spill beer, and pat the people in front of you.
All right.
You got to keep the professionalism going.
We'll have more. It's 2-1. The Aeros lead it. Mike Greenlay will join me for more right after this.
See ya!
See ya! Centered the shot.
Prime Sports and the Houston Aeros want you to score.
Welcome back to the Summit. It's a 2-1 hockey game. The Aeros lead it. Adam Gordon along with Mike Greenlay. And we talked a little bit about Troy Gamble and how well he played in that first period. He played very well, but I think we kind of forgot his counterpart at the other end for the LA Ice Dogs. I thought David Lippman played pretty well. The Aeros tested him.
They certainly did. I think David Lippman, especially for a guy who didn't play last year, he took the year off, essentially, and I don't really know why. He's a good friend of mine, but we never really discussed it. And he came back with the East Coast League, the Richmond Renegades, and he helped them win a championship. So that was the only hockey he played last year. He steps back into the IHL, and he does a very good job. It looks like he hasn't missed a game.
You were mentioning that he was a drummer in a band. I guess you could say he goes to the beat of his own drummer. Oh boy, was that bad. Let's switch to the highlights before I start sinking here. And the Aeros get the first goal.
Well, a very good goal too. Slivchenko gives it a poke check, and he's off to the races. And I tell you what, knowing Slivchenko from practice, he's very hard to beat on a breakaway, and that's actually uncharacteristic of him to go to his backhand like that. He usually likes to go to his forehand. If I had a guess, I'd have said forehand, but he didn't. He pulled it to his backhand and off the post and in the net. A very good goal for Slivchenko, who hasn't scored a lot lately. And then after that, Jakes, on the power play, he just shoots it, and Maurice gets in front of him. I'm not sure whether Maurice got credit for that goal or not, but he does deflect it down, and a very good play, and that's exactly what Terry Ruskowski wants his defenseman doing, is shooting the puck, getting it on net, because by shooting the puck, you're creating chances, and right here, Maurice is in the right place at the right time.
I think Maurice got the goal, but the Ice Dogs come back and get on the board.
Well, you always got to watch guys like McDonough. He feeds it down low to Gillingham, who just backdoors it, and you know, you can't leave them that wide open. You got to have your sticks in the lane, or you got to have your bodies in the lane. So a very good goal by the Ice Dogs, but the Aeros still lead it 2-1.
And of course, we talked about it a little bit, and the Aeros have a big 2.5 minutes to kill to start that second period.
Well, they certainly do, and it's not something you want to do is get yourself in penalty trouble, especially when you're playing as well as you are. But hopefully that it won't kill their momentum. They'll be able to kill it off and then get it going again.
All right, 2-1 Houston. We'll be back right after this.
Sports on ice.
Hatcher takes the man, the puck comes out front, walk a spectacular strolling save.
The Capitals take on the Stars Tuesday at 7:30 live on Prime Sports.
2-1, the Houston Aeros leading the Los Angeles Ice Dogs, and it's time to take a look at the first period stats brought to you by your local Texas Chrysler Plymouth dealers. 2-1, the Aeros lead it. 13-8 the shots on goal in favor of the Ice Dogs. Aeros 1 of 3 on the power play. The Ice Dogs, or excuse me, Aeros 1 of 2 on the power play. Ice Dogs 1 of 3, but the Ice Dogs have a 2-man advantage to start this period. Each team has 3 power play shots, but look at the penalty minutes, 6 for 23, but that also includes a 10-minute misconduct, or a game misconduct, if you will, to Gord Donnelly, and 3 penalties for 6 minutes for the LA Ice Dogs. So the tone of this second period, I think, is going to be set, Sam, with the first 2.5 minutes. The Aeros trying to kill off this 2-man disadvantage.
They're coming in. Catch-up is the first thing, okay? Catch-up is first. Even up and then play and score some goals. I mean, 23 minutes. They could film a primetime episode of Friends or something. They have so much time in the box.
Wow. You know, it's Friday the 13th, Mr. Greenlay. Did you get your Jason mask? Is that yours?
I'm wearing it now. Isn't that what you said to me? I got my radio face on.
There you go. Face only a mother could love. That's what I've been told. A face for radio. So there's 2:02 left in the Donnelly Major, 2:34 left in the double minor to Mike Yeo. And we'll start this second period of action.
And I think it's going to be important, like we discussed earlier, it's going to be important for them to kill this penalty. I mean, that's 5-on-3 power play for 2 minutes, 2 full minutes. Of course, if they score, one of the penalties is nullified, and then the remainder of the 2-minute or the remainder of that penalty will be served. It'll be a 5-on-4, but definitely not a good situation for the Aeros, who came out so well and scored that first goal and scored that second goal, and we're really off to the races. They and then right away a power play goal gets the Ice Dogs back in the game, and hopefully these two won't cost them in the same manner.
So here we go, Arneal with Jakeson Pack, drop of the puck, and we're underway. 5-on-3 for 2 minutes. Dan Lambert, a pass for Hubie McDonough across the arrow line. That looked offside, but the Aeros had cleared it, so it didn't matter. Lambert at center again. We'll try it over to Hubie McDonough. And across the line he'll come. McDonough tipped it back for Dwayne Norris. Sends it back, top of the slot. Ice Dogs waiting. Dan Lambert left side. Rolled it right side the drive. Campbell made a great save after that shot from Darcy Martini. Puck cleared to the line, not out. Held in by Augusta. It came back to the point. Martini fakes the shot. Looks in front. Martini waiting. Hands it over to Lambert. Gets down low, swings it back. Martini slips it down. McDonough waiting, and he tries to move it back. McDonough still with a pass, or still with a puck, looking to pass it down for Dwayne Norris. McDonough again to the line. Martini wide, shoots deflected. Here's McDonough, the drive, blocked, the puck shot, and Campbell stopped it. I think the Aeros got a break. The ice is still a little wet.
It is wet, and it causes the puck to stick. McDonough went for the one-timer, and he missed the puck.
power play down to a minute as far as the two-man advantage is concerned. The entire power play package to a minute and a half. Puck in the Aeros zone to the line. Dan Lambert getting set. Winds, fakes the shot. Norris, the quick shot. Gamble, right pad, save, rebound. Oh, it went just wide of the net. I think McDonough jammed it there. Another drive, high and wide from Martini. It came to the line. Lambert held it in. Dan Lambert fakes the shot, slipped it down. Norris centered shot. Oh, was slipped wide by McDonough. He was on the doorstep. Norris back to the line. The shot blocked, and Arneal will tear it down the ice. Great penalty killing here in the second period.
I'll tell you what, some unbelievable shots and some good opportunities there for the Ice Dogs. Not able to convert, though, as McDonough slapped one right across the crease. He had to miss the whole net to do that, not just the short side.
Arneal feathers it down the ice, and Littman will slow. Here come the LA Ice Dogs from right to left, and the puck hits some bad ice. The water has not had a chance to set, and the Aeros get another break. Half a minute to go in the power play. Lambert across the line. That looked offsides, and play is whistled down.
Well, good job by the Aeros here. There's only 24 seconds left in Mike Yo's penalty, and a couple great saves there by Gamble. I tell you what, here we have McDonough losing the puck there on that sticky ice, and he just feeds it down low, and they keep working it on the perimeter. And a good hard shot by Martini, and Gamble getting in front of that. And here's McDonough missing that one and getting another chance at it. And Gamble just getting in front of those pucks. He's not coming out too far, and he's standing his ground. There you see him standing his ground, and just good penalty killing. Guys are out mauling each other in front of the net. And I tell you what, if you can get away with it, it's technically not a penalty, I guess. But and here right now we have the referees out on the ice. I think they're clearing some of that water off. They've had a little bit of trouble at times in this building with the water sitting on top. But you know, there's not a lot of time between the Zamboni getting off the ice and the players getting on. And there's not enough time sometimes for that ice to freeze up.
You think even the humidity might play a little factor as well?
Yeah, my hair's a mess tonight. You know, the other thing you guys want to take a look at, Gamble lost his stick for about 5 or 10 seconds in the net. They're outnumbered, okay, outgunned. The goalie drops his stick, and the Ice Dogs still did not score.
I tell you what, that's a very good point, because from a goaltender's point of view, that's one of the scariest things, because the player knows that you don't have your stick, so he can either shoot it on the ice when that way you only have your skates to make the save, or he can fire it up high, thinking the goalie's going to drop to his knees because he's going to cover it, therefore leaving the upper part of the net open. So it's really a guessing game. It's like, okay, I know that you know that I know that you know that, and it just goes on like that, and basically you just have to react properly. And Gamble did, as Martini fired one over top of the net. And there was no shot on goal for that one.
Try and eat breakfast without a spoon, you know what I'm saying? Hey, be part of the IHL 1996 All-Star Weekend Friday, January 12th. The Aeros are hosting an All-Star Charity Golf Tournament benefiting the Houston Aeros charities. You'll be playing with members of the 1980 U.S. Olympic gold medal hockey team, 74-75 Houston Aeros championship team, and the 1996 IHL All-Star team. For more info, call the Houston Aeros at 621-2842. Adam.
Thanks, Sammy. Face off at center. Aeros 20 seconds. If they can kill this off, that would be a big, big boost. And back to the momentum you referred to earlier, Sam. Puck cleared down the ice, and that should just about do it. So the Ice Dogs, who had 2 minutes of a two-man advantage, and 2 of those minutes, well, all those 2 minutes were on a 5-minute major to Gord Donnelly, and the Aeros look like they've killed it off. 3 seconds left. Puck brought in. John Bice across the line. It was tipped away. Conroy can clear it. The Aeros will have it. And here comes Yo to center. Center, and he's hooked down, and this might be a penalty shot. We'll see. I doubt it, because Yo had a little trouble getting going. It will be just tripping. But we saw it in the last game against Detroit when Al Conroy thought maybe he should have gotten one, did not. But this time Yo doesn't really complain, and the Aeros will get a 2-minute power play.
I think Yo's scared that if he says anything to the ref, now he's going to get another unsportsmanlike conduct. But Yo did a good job of timing this one, and the only problem is it came a little short, and he didn't have enough time to get any speed going. But the defenseman for the Ice Dogs, Kelly Hultgren, hauled him down, and he'll go to the box for 2 minutes. I think it's tripping or tripping, and so that'll definitely change the momentum as we spoke. There was a very good job by the Aeros killing off that power play, both power plays, I should say. A 5-on-3, always a very tough power play to kill. And now they have one of their own, so let's see what they can do with that.
Face off to the right of David Littman. Aeros win the draw. Miles O'Connor to the left side. Laniel came right back to the line, and the Aeros were offsides. Remember, the puck has to stay inside the blue line. Otherwise, you're offsides. And I tried telling you that.
Tell me about that. My first game that I played, I was called offsides 5 times.
Well, I mean, that's what happens when you're standing at the other end talking to the goalie.
In fact, one time the ref blew the whistle. I was sitting on the bench. Everybody said, "Where's Sam?" He's offsides. I was on the wrong bench.
Puck is back in the LA zone, and we're going to get another penalty. Well, turnabout is fair play. Interference to call, and the Aeros are going to get a 2-man advantage, a 5-on-3 for a minute 51. So somebody call the Mary Kay lady a makeup call here as the Aeros are going to go with a 2-man advantage.
Tell you what, this could really prove to be good for the Aeros. They did a good job by killing off that man. Now they're rewarded with their own 5-on-3. Arneal, I think, is mauled, and as he tries to break across the line with a puck, and he's double teamed there, and that wasn't exactly a tough one to miss. Zelkin was all over that one. And Matt Block, formerly Matt Hervey, and a lot of people, a lot of fans who watch hockey might have remembered him as Matt Hervey. Of course, he's changed his name to Matt Block, so you'll refer to him as that from now on. But he's got a heck of a slap shot. You might see it later in the game.
Miles O'Connor rolled it down to Mark Freer. Aeros with a 2-man advantage for a minute 50. O'Connor to Freer. Freer gets it back to O'Connor, playing keep away. Freer on the right circle to O'Connor, slipped it over for Laniel. Aeros trying to move it down, and they'll regroup. Left point, Laniel drifts a pass to O'Connor. He had Arneal in front, but goes back to the line for Laniel. Waits. O'Connor, one-time shot, and he hooked it just wide. Looked like one of your golf shots there, Greener. Now it is Laniel to O'Connor, a drive, and Freer redirected that wide of the net. Laniel slipped it down. It was picked loose by Lambert, cleared to the line. Now held in by Conroy. Chipped it back to the line, and here comes McDonough. He's got a short end to go already this year, and he waits, shoots, went upstairs. Gamble played it beautifully. O'Connor to the right side for Freer. He'll move across to Arneal. Arneal across the blue line, moves in, sends one over, a deflected pass that O'Connor had to gather in. Slipped it for Conroy. It gives to Jakes. Shoots! Went upstairs, and the pass was over the net. Behind to the line, O'Connor, wide, shoots, blocker save Littman, and McDonough will turn and clear it down the ice. 35 remaining in the 2-man advantage, 15:49 to play in the second. Aeros lead 2-1. Puck brought back in by Houston, but quickly cleared by the Ice Dogs. Aeros still have 25 to work on a 2-man advantage. Maurice across the line. He's pumped into the boards. Back to play it for the Ice Dogs was Jim Nesich, and back down the ice it goes.
Jim Nesich is an ice animal. Last year he played for the Worcester Ice Cats. This year he's playing for the Ice Dogs. I wish he'd make up his mind.
Slichenko cutting in, lost the puck. Then he does the old Skeets Nehemiah right over the outstretched pads of goaltender David Littman. Aeros trying to move one around. They've got first penalty over. The second one is now over as Littman makes a blocker save. They battle for the loose puck. And it was cleared by the Dogs to center, and down the ice it'll go. 5 minutes gone in the second period. Aeros lead 2-1. Back goes Jakes in behind his net, and away he will come. Steve Jakes, quick pass, missed everybody, and it'll go all the way down the ice, and David Littman forced to play it. That'll negate the icing.
Tell you what, Sam, we talk about momentum, but a couple of good big penalty kills by both teams here.
Ain't that the truth? You know, it was a 5-1-3. They had some shots on goals, and the Aeros weren't playing up close on Littman. They weren't applying the pressure. They had 5-1-3.
Maurice turns it left side, looking for Cipriano. That puck is pushed away, and back down the ice it'll go. Charged away, Jim Pack had to play that puck. That will be icing as play is halted. It's 2-1 Houston, and we'll have more after this.
Still a 2-1 game for the Aeros as McDonough on the shorthanded tries to get around Laniel, but he chops him and then holds the puck a little too long. Gamble with outstretched toes, outstretched arms. He put everything into that save, but a good job by Laniel by throwing McDonough off his stride, and then all he had to have left was the very sharp part of the net, and Gamble was all over there.
Gams was stretching like Nadia Comaneci out there. Did you see that?
Yeah, I think he did the splits 4 times.
He'll be doing the pommel horse next period. Puck back to the line. O'Connor, the shot and a stick save made by David Littman. And it's picked up by the Ice Dogs. Cleared at center. McDonough down the left side. A nice pass. Donatelli shoots. Hit the inside of the post. And Gamble will hold on. That ricocheted off the near post. And Gamble was there to play it. Clark Donatelli, another one that played in San Diego last year and was really a pain in the Aeros side.
I tell you what, he's a grinder with offensive talent. He gets a good feed, and as Laniel again messes up a little bit of the play there, forcing him to step a little farther than he wanted to, and he had to take a very sharp angle shot, and he still put it off the post. A very good play by Donatelli, who last year in 70 games had 22 goals and 25 assists for 47 points. So he's a grinder who can score.
Donatelli wins the draw, and it'll go all the way back into the LA Ice Dog zone. Blocked to play it, and another penalty coming up to Los Angeles. So the Aeros, who were kind of getting blasted with the penalties in the first period, now find themselves getting a few power plays in the second. Now they just need to convert.
They certainly do. This is a type of game for the Aeros. The Aeros. This is suitable hockey for them as far as their style. They need a tight checking game, a game where they can do a lot of hitting, a lot of forechecking. They don't want to get involved in the extra man situations too much, but as long as it's for them, I think they'll think it's okay. And Terry Ruskowski's probably pretty happy with the guys, but I'm sure he's not satisfied with only a 1-goal lead. And hopefully they can extend that lead with this power play as Mark Chris goes into the box for 2 minutes.
Freer with Arneal and Corey. John Van Boxmeer, the head coach of the LA Ice Dogs. His team down a goal. Puck controlled by Houston. They'll give it another go on the power play. Littman came out of the net. Guy likes to play the puck, and it's cleared by Los Angeles, and down the ice it'll go. Laniel will hustle after it as Gamble will slow, and Miles O'Connor is there. O'Connor left side had to sweep it for Laniel. 13:45 to go in the second period, a 2-1 hockey game. Arneal, a pass to the left side for Laniel, and right back to Miles O'Connor. He'll roll it into the LA Ice Dog zone. Littman came out to play it, and it's controlled by Lambert. Clear to the line, knocked down by O'Connor to right point, but it's pushed away by McDonough, and away the Ice Dogs come. It's controlled Hardy, and he spanked that just wide of the net. Miles O'Connor cuts right in front of his net. He was harassed on the play, but he shook off the check, and it came to center. Freer turns one out for McCrory, and a rink-wide pass for Laniel across the line. Laniel sends one behind the net for Arneal. Aeros with a minute to go on the power play. We have yet to see Sylvain Turgeon take a shift in the second period, but that's because the Aeros have been on the power play or shorthanded. Puck is out at center. Scott McCrory is there. Now it's rolled ahead, looking McCrory for Maurice across the line as Turgeon comes out. This is our first look at Turgeon. He'll play this power play. Comes along the boards far side. John Bice is there, and away he will come. Bice up the right wing board, shoots it into Aero territory. After it, Jim Pack. He's got Godiuk on his pace, and Maurice chased it down for Houston. Pass for Turgeon. Hits the line with Conroy. Turgeon takes a whack, still in the puck. Sylvain Turgeon, right side, and he's bumped by Martini. Gives to Jakes, and he rolled it to an open point. Pack was there, lets a shot going, hit skates. Jakes with 12 on the power play to Maurice. Like Maurice in the corner, battling with Martini. Turgeon trying to dig it out in the corner. Sylvain Turgeon is in there with Maurice. Darcy Martini trying to pin him in there. It came to Turgeon, base of the right circle, and the Ice Dogs are able to clear, and the penalty is over. Teams at 5 aside. There's a 2-line pass by Los Angeles, and play is halted. 11:58 to go in the second period. 2-1 Houston. Will have more right after this.
It has vents in 22 locations, storage compartments in 12 locations, 10 speakers in 8 locations, cup holders in 14 locations, and lights in over 20 locations. So now you know the secret to the new Dodge Caravan's user-friendly design. Location, location, location. The new Dodge Caravan. Just as original as the original.
The Southwest Conference era comes to a close. Rivals meeting for a final battle. Traditions passed down through 80 years. Spirit continuing in the hearts of students and players. See it live in its final season on Special Order Sports. SMU is looking to slow down the rushing Aggie, but the A&M-D is ready to round up those ponies and ride them out of town. SMU at A&M, Saturday, October 14th at 1, live on Special Order Sports. Call your cable operator today.
2-1, the Aeros leading the Ice Dogs. Adam Gordon along with Mike Greenley, Sam Malone. Aeros last 3 power plays, a little struggle, if you will. They haven't scored.
Well, you figure the last 3 power plays, 2 shots on goal, Adam. Take a look back at the last power play. Aeros controlled the puck. They couldn't get it over center ice for 30 seconds of the 2-minute power play.
Need to get it in deep and get those shots on goal. Puck is in the LA zone. Turned around by Dwayne Norris, and the Ice Dogs come to center. McDonough hands it back to Norris. He'll move it across the line with Gillingham. First look at Gillingham since he and Gord Donnelly had a little tete-a-tete. Puck comes out to center for Maurice. Maurice trying to move it ahead. It was knocked free, a bouncing puck that nobody seems to really want, and it goes into the LA zone. Picked up by Los Angeles. Kelly Hultgren charged in behind his net, left it for Mark Hardy. Quick pass to center, knocked down Gillingham, yet Laniel rejected that. Yo trying to bring it in. It was delayed offsides, and we'll get the call as the referee got drilled with that shot. Our referee, Scott Zelkin, took a little shot from the puck, and the faceoff brought to center ice. 11:21 to go in the second, 2-1 Houston.
Well, there you see Zelkin, who's called a few penalties tonight, all of them pretty good calls. And then there's Mark Hardy. This guy's played 915 NHL games, ladies and gentlemen. He's 17th season. You believe this guy was born in the 50s? When he was a rookie, a guy, Brent Duncan, who isn't dressed tonight, he actually is dressed tonight. You haven't seen much of him, but he was 6 years old when Mark Hardy's rookie season was, and that's a long span in between players right there.
Puck is at center, and the Aeros trying to move it in there. Townsend having a little trouble there, but he got it ahead, and it goes into the LA zone. Back goes Hardy to play it. Mark Hardy takes a bump from Townsend, stays with the puck, and then it's rolled away. McDonough shouldering in there with Conroy, skate to skate, trying to find Cipriano. He'll send one back. Littman comes out of the net. Conroy nearly took it away. I'll tell you, David Littman, very aggressive playing the puck. Conroy chased it down in the right corner, lobs it for Cipriano. Cipriano and Hardy battle for the puck. It came back to the right side. Jake's trying to move it around. He and Gillingham go at it. Gillingham giving Jake's all he can handle, and a penalty coming up. And then Gillingham comes in there, and he and Cipriano get tied up, and here we go. Todd Gillingham, and then he backs away from it. He goes in there to start it, and then he kind of pulls away.
Well, I think he realized that he's getting the original penalty call. I don't think he wanted to get any more. And Gillingham in there, very aggressive as he threw Jakes to the ice. I'll tell you what, the fans are really cranked up here. I mean, they haven't been this excited since the Aeros scored their last goal.
So Gillingham will go to the box. He is been a pain in the side of the Aeros, and that's his job, and he gives Jakes all he can handle along the board.
Well, that's a little bit of interference here as he's all over Jakes and shoves him on the ice, and Jakes doesn't even have the puck. And then when Cipriano gets in there, I mean, there's another bout I'd like to see, but I think Gillingham realizes that at this point he's already going to get a penalty, and so by getting into a fight, he's not going to accomplish a lot, as he probably wanted to draw some more penalties than anything, but he does get the interference call. And once again, the Aeros have a chance to go on the power play. Let's hope that they get more than 2 shots on this power play alone than they have in the last 3.
Face off to the left of David Littman, Freer, Arneal, and McCrory with O'Connor and Laniel. Puck picked up by the Ice Dogs. Shot to center, and down the ice it'll go.
I think one of the important things for the Aeros on this power play is they've got to get set up down low. They haven't been getting set up on the last few power plays, and therefore have no chance.
Big turnover. Godiuk shorthanded. Score! Victor Godiuk picked it loose. The LA Ice Dogs, who lead in the shorthanded department with 5, now have their 6th.
Well, a guy like Godiuk, you don't want to give him. He's very shifty. He had 31 goals last year in 63 games in Rochester. He also played a few games in Miles O'Connor. I mean, I guess the golden rule is you're the last man, don't carry the puck, and he does. He loses the puck off his stick. Ice might be giving them a little trouble, and Godiuk, he's a goal scorer. You don't want to give him an opportunity like that. He makes a very good move, and Troy Gamble gets caught going the other way. and all of a sudden it's a tie ball game here on the shorthanded goal.
Third goal of the year for Victor Godiak. 10 minutes to go in the second. This hockey game tied at 2. Mark Laniel hands it over to Miles O'Connor. He'll hook it into the LA zone. Freer goes in after it. Freer trying to dig it out. Godiak pounded in there by Arneal. Skate to skate in the corner. So Victor Godiak has tied this game at 2 with a nice little shorthanded goal. Tipped it away from O'Connor and makes a nice play. McCrory comes back, trying to wrap it around. Littman takes a swipe at it. McCrory sends one down. It was blocked, and the Ice Dogs able to clear it.
You know, you mentioned how Littman's very aggressive with his stick. You know what? I don't ever remember him being like that, because I played with him 3 years ago, and he's not really that aggressive with the stick. He must have thrown a new part into his game.
Puck controlled by the Aeros, Slivchenko, and it's into the corner. Slivchenko, base of the left circle, trying to move it along. Slivy right side. Rolled it down for Freer. He's locked up by Chris. Mark Chris had him tied up. Laniel fakes the shot, gives it to McCrory, tipped it back for Laniel. Laniel to McCrory, slipped it down. It was blocked by the Ice Dog defense, and here they come, short-handed again. Another breakaway, and a shot and a save, and we have a penalty coming up on the Houston Aeros.
I haven't seen a penalty shot called yet, but I tell you what, that's about as close as you're going to get.
It's still no.
It's still no, but that's about as close as you're going to get to a penalty shot. I mean, he had a couple strides on him, and they dove and tripped him. That's usually an automatic. Once again, they're streaking guys up the middle and hitting them with great passes on the fly. And look at that. I tell you what, if I was a ref, I'd have called that a penalty. A penalty shot, I should say, not just a penalty. It was a tripping call, but tell you what, that was a close call. I'm not sure what Gamble would want, whether he'd want you to give the penalty shot or whether you'd want. As a goaltender, I kind of always want the penalty shot. I think goaltender has the advantage as being the defensive side of things, because you know, the pressure's all on the forward to do something with the puck. As a goaltender, you have to wait and react to the shot. And Laniel, he made a good play, you know, stopping the breakaway. But I'd be curious to ask Troy. I mean, I know he doesn't like breakaways, but I'd be curious to ask him what he'd rather have, a penalty kill or the penalty shot.
Puck controlled by the Aeros. They'll fire it off the glass, and back down the ice it'll go. Things kind of coming to a grinding halt for the Aeros in the second period. Ice Dogs with it. Near side, Martini rolls it for Lambert. We're 4-on-4 for another 7 seconds, and then LA will have a power play. John Bice across the line, lost it to Jakes. Steve Jakes turning in his own zone, rolled it to the line, not out. Aeros having a little trouble getting it out of there. It came down to the near side. Patrick Augusta was there. Gamble came out of the net to play it. Ooh, and he makes a dangerous pass out front, but Yo was able to escort it back down the ice. McDonough chased it down, and he'll play it in behind his net. McDonough dangerous on all terms. Short-handed, power play, and even strength. But the Ice Dogs are on a power play for a minute 10. Huey McDonough rolled it back to the left side. Big collision in front as Gillingham and Jakes go at it. Gillingham and Jakes a pretty good battle in front. Ice Dogs moving along. It's McDonough waiting. A pass to Darcy Martini. Watched by Maurice. He tipped it down, but Maurice worked it away. And the Aeros came to center, and Yo shot it down the ice.
Once again, good forcing by the Aeros forwards up high there on the defenseman for the Ice Dogs, and that's usually going to cause mistakes, and it allows them to ice the puck down.
Martini across the Aero line, brought it into the Aero zone. Curtis Hunt pounded by Gillingham. Puck controlled by Los Angeles. Left side, it's slipped down, shot by Gillingham, kicked out of there by Gamble, and Arneal will play in his own zone and get it out at center. Chased down by Lambert. Quick pass snapped to Huey McDonough. Lost an edge, but pushed the puck ahead for Bice. Slipping through the Aero defense, or make that Norris rather, not Bice. Dwayne Norris. But the puck is turned over, and Houston takes over, and it's Miles O'Connor to shoot it down the ice. Penalty down to 10 seconds. And it's a 2-2 hockey game with 7 minutes to go in this second period. Victor Godiak, who's got the game-tying goal. One near side, puck goes into the Houston zone. Stopped by Gamble. Along the far side, Arneal slipped it, and here comes Conroy. Conroy trying to get through his check. Cannot, as Donatelli had him tied up. Ice Dogs moving into the Aero zone. Then Curtis Hunt giving one of the Ice Dogs all he can handle along the far boards, right in front of the referee, but play goes on. Slivchenko sidesteps a check. Slivchenko to center. Slivchenko across the line with Conroy. Slivchenko trying to move in. It was tipped away. Donatelli. Ice Dogs can't clear. Jakes. Right point for Arneal. Quick pass from Jim Pack. Lets his shot go. It was blocked. Pack along the left side for Slivchenko. Vadim circling at the hash marks, cutting it back. Pack wide, shoots! Oh, it was hammered wide. Slivchenko tipped it for Jakes, worked it down in the corner for Slivchenko. He's in there with Kelly Hultgren. Skate to skate in the corner, picked loose by Slivchenko. Vadim cutting in, shoots! Stop! Loose in front, and Littman will play it. And then Arneal kind of getting into it with Hardy, I believe, but play halted. We take timeout. Game tied at 2 with 6 to play. We'll be back. Along with Sam Malone and Mike Greenlay, Adam Gordon with you. A 2-2 hockey game, 6 minutes to play as Curtis Hunt sits there, kind of getting into it. This has turned out to be a pretty physical contest.
This has. When Gillingham came back in time for the second period, he came back fired up. He was looking for a fight, okay? You got to give Steve Jakes a big hand for keeping him out of the goalie's way. But, the Ice Dogs have been winning the physical side of the game.
And they need to. They need to keep it that way. They need a goal right now, though, Mike Greenlay.
Well, they certainly do, and although it's even up right now, the momentum has jumped all around with the penalty calls this period. It's even up for the next 5 minutes. Let's see if that has any effect on either team's momentum, whether it opens up or whether it tightens down.
Off the face-off, we've got Nesic going at it with Cipriano away from the puck. We'll keep an eye on those two. At center, Ice Dogs shoot it in. It'll hook along the far boards, picked up by Los Angeles, but O'Connor wanted to play it. Now Gillingham comes in there. Maurice gives him a bump in the corner. Gillingham behind the net. Gillingham still with it, battling with Maurice. It's feathered over to Norris, kicked away by Mike Maurice. Maurice shoveled a pass to Cipriano, can't get it out of there. And the Aeros trying to get it loose. In there, Cipriano continues to dig it out. It came to neutral ice. McDonough trying to roll it ahead. It's picked up by Sylvain Turgeon. Turgeon's pass just missed Cipriano, and David Littman comes out of the net. Littman rolled it along the boards for Dwayne Norris. He's pounded by Laniel, and Matt Hervey-Block has got it in the far corner. Block rolled one to the near side for Mark Chris. It's cleared to center ice as the body checks continue to fly here at the Summit. Across the line for Los Angeles, Dwayne Norris spanked it down for McDonough. He overskated the puck. Gamble came out. Gillingham gives him a bit of a bump, but the puck sliced up and out of play. With 4:50 to go in the second, hockey game tied at 2.
And they're arguing that might be a call, and it will. Troy Gamble, I think, was going to get a penalty there for shooting the puck up into the stands. Well, we'll see that, right?
We'll sort it out when we come back. 2-2, we'll have more after this.
Every now and then, somebody in Texas grows up to be famous. Unfortunately, not all babies get a fair shot at life. Nearly half the babies in Texas don't get the immunizations they need. To protect against deadly diseases, babies need 4 immunization visits by age 2. After all, in Texas, every child is somebody famous.
Glove versus glove. Heart against heart. Man opposing man. 2 enter the ring. One lives a dream, the other a nightmare. Prime Championship Boxing. Gladiators endure the siege to prove who has the quickness, power, and heart to be the true champion. Prime Championship Boxing. Catch the brawl Monday at 10, live on Prime Sports.
We're back. Troy Gamble gets the penalty as it scores 2-2. The reason he gets the penalty is this play right here. He flicks the puck, and you don't see the puck after this, but it went right over the glass, and if it touches the glass and goes out, that's fine. But if it goes straight over the boards without touching anyone or anything, then the goaltender gets a delay of game penalty. They made that rule after goalies were shooting the puck over the glass on purpose in pressure situations. But of course, he wasn't doing it there, but they're still on the penalty kill now.
Yeah, I thought it hit the boards, but evidently it didn't.
And so did Gamble.
Darcy Martini at the left point, so the Aeros have to go to work again on the penalty kill. It is Steve Jakes, moves to center ice, rolls one for Freer, trying to bring it ahead shorthanded. The Aeros then lost control, and Gamble taking no chances. Oh, wow, he got lucky as he played the puck. It came out in front, and he nearly turned it over with him way out of the net. He came out to his own blue line to play that.
That's always a dangerous play for a goalie, and as a goalie, you want to get in front of that and smother it, but it came off the shaft of his stick, and it almost went right onto the stick of Victor Gordiak. Gordy has one tonight.
Puck is played by Steve Jakes. He'll roll it into the Los Angeles zone. Scott Arniel across the line. A quick backhander just missing Freer. And it scoops down behind the net. Dan Lambert from right to left. He will come as the Aeros making a quick line change. Lambert's pass for Martini. Spanks it into the Aero zone. Gamble trying to knock it down. Conroy near side. Takes a bump. Bice. Get it back to Lambert. At a left point. Roll it right side for Darcy Martini. Wide. Shoots. Gamble stopped it. Rebound. Comes out in front. Bice chases it down. Back to the line for Lambert. Gives it back for Bice. Quick pass down. Godiuk. Ooh, he had a centering pass. The shot. Score! John Bice. Power play goal. 3-2 Los Angeles.
But did Godiuk have time to set up or what? He's there 3 or 4 feet from the goal. Where was the defense? He's looking around. He has time that close, that much time, that close.
I was going to say the same thing. Too much time on that play. I think a few of the guys got cut up at the point, and the play down low just developed. And of course, Godiuk just fed Bice in front. He has all kinds of time as Bice wasn't picked up dropping down into the zone. I tell you what, that couldn't go any farther into the corner with that shot. It was a beautiful shot right up under the bar, and Gamble really not, I mean, I don't know, he really didn't have any chance on that one. I mean, it would have been truly a spectacular save if he'd even got a piece of that. But, you know, you give guys that much time, and they're going to set up. Bice does it, puts it in the top corner, and they've rebounded from a 2-1 deficit this period to lead 3-2 now.
Well, they trail 2-0. They've got 3 unanswered goals with 3.5. The Aeros offense has completely gone dead here in the second period. Puck is in the Los Angeles zone. McDonough trying to find Norris. It's chipped along the boards and hit the linesman. Turgeon trying to tip it free. Conroy's got it along the boards. Now Turgeon at center. Rolled one ahead for Conroy. Al Conroy gently rolled it into the Los Angeles zone. Back to get it is Mark Chris in behind his net. It's along the far side. Conroy trying to move it along there. McDonough's in there. They're skating to skates. Levchenko picked it free. Here's a good shot by Turgeon. Snap high and wide. Down along into the corner. It is Slivchenko for Conroy. It came to Turgeon. Sylvain Turgeon. Base in the right circle. Center. Conroy turns. Quick shot. Littman stopped it. And the rebound came out in front. And the Ice Dogs get it to center. Pushed away by Laniel, but it came away for Norris. Dwayne Norris, he's pounded by Laniel. Conroy, worked on by Donatelli. They're skate to skate in the corner with 2.5 to play in the second. Puck came out in front. Bang away at it, and Turgeon was there, and he'll get it out at center. Slivchenko, quick pass for Miles O'Connor across the line. Looking for help, though. O'Connor then will just gently put it in behind the net. Townsend rumbles into the zone to push Donatelli along the boards. Townsend's got it behind the net for Cipriano, but it's pushed away by Hultgren. And the Ice Dogs clear to center. McDonough, a pass to neutral ice. It's worked away by Curtis Hunt and fired into the Los Angeles zone.
And you pay attention to who's on the ice right now. Maurice, Cipriano, and Townsend. Do you think Terry Ruskowski wants to get a little bit of momentum going right now?
Well, there's a big shot as Nesic was just drilled by Cipriano's a drive right on. And a glove save made by David Littman.
I tell you what, it seemed to work right off the bat. You get 3 bangers out there like that, they're gonna cause a little mixing up down low, and Littman had to come up with a heck of a glove save as Jakes took a real good hard backhand shot. A backhand shot's not usually that hard, but Jakes really got a lot on it. There's Cipriano going into the boards hard, and the puck comes out eventually to Jakes. And he makes a very good backhand shot, and Littman had to be sharp on that one as he got his glove on it. But, you know, Terry Ruskowski, he sees the momentum starting to shift, and that's what he wants to do is get someone out there that's going to start banging and creating something down low so that his scorers can get out there and turn something on.
Maurice with Yeo and Townsend. Hunt and Jakes defensively. Face off to the left of David Littman. Puck is cleared to center. Hunt couldn't hold it in. 3-2 Los Angeles. Jakes in his own zone. Watched by John Bice. He'll backhand one into the Los Angeles zone. Where 5 aside is Hardy's. Got it in his own end. That's icing. And a face-off comes back into the Aero end. Well, I have to agree with Mike Greeley. You can see the look on Terry Ruskowski. I think Sammy, he's wondering what it's going to take to fire up his troops for the third period.
You know, when the coach doesn't have his arms crossed, not a good sign.
Yeah.
Terry's got one hand back, leaning down, going, what am I going to do? He's going to be scratching his head in a second.
He's not really relaxed there, that's for sure. And it's been a lot of momentum shifting, and this game, from what started out to be a really good, fast-paced game, has slowed down considerably. And of course, that I don't know if that necessarily is good for the Ice Dogs or not, but they've made the best of it by like getting 3 unanswered goals from the first period. So obviously this style of game is what the Ice Dogs want, especially on their 4th game out of 6 on a road trip. You're usually a little more tired on a road trip. You're not sleeping in your own bed. They want this kind of game where it's not as fast. They won't get as tired, and they'll be able to just, pot a couple goals and hold on.
Puck controlled by Los Angeles. Victor Godiak center to Bice. The shot blocked, and McCrory rumps to center. Scott McCrory will shoot it into the Los Angeles zone. Aeros go in after it, but Mark Hardy, first one back to play it. Who turned it over, almost came out in front. Freer for McCrory, but it's picked loose in behind the net, and away the Ice Dogs come. Dan Lambert, pass near side. Godiak slipped one in front, and Nesic is there. Rolled one to Bice. Bice hit by Freer, picked up by Godiak. Godiak near side, pounded by Laniel, stays with the puck. Godiak drifting, sends one back to the line. It's centered, and Freer tipped that away. Ice Dogs have it. Bice. He's pushed by Laniel. Good hit in the corner. Definitely no lack of physical play in this second period by either squad. Laniel chipped one to McCrory, and now it is Arniel to center ice. Scott Arniel the other way along the left side, fired one in. McCrory couldn't find the handle. It came back to center, and the Aeros got caught in a line change. Here come the Ice Dogs the other way. Norris shoots. Gamble with the save, and Yale hold on with 39 seconds to go in the second. LA leading 3-2.
Oh, that was certainly a big save. They did get caught in the line change, and Miles O'Connor is caught out there on a 2-on-1, and he played it very smartly, because in that situation, if he goes chasing the forward on the right-hand side, it's giving him too much room to pass the puck. He just angles him off. He knows Gamble's going to be about 4 feet out on the top of his crease, and he just stands up very well on this one, pinches his legs, and that was a very well-placed shot, and good save with that kind of time remaining in the second period. What they have to do now is regroup and come out here and try and turn this game around.
Well, regardless of the outcome, I don't think, Sammy, you're going to have a talk with Gamble.
No, not yet.
He's playing well.
He's working. They're getting their money's worth out of him tonight.
Puck is controlled by Los Angeles. Yo trying to clear it. It's swept away down low, and Jakes chased it down and behind his net. Dwayne Norris pushed it free. Townsend trying to clear. He's in a battle to Mark Chris. Jim Pack was there, and he flings it out at center. Down to 15 seconds. And a 3-2 Ice Dog lead at center. Townsend gives it to Pack. Yo along the boards battling with Matt Block, and with 4 seconds left, that will be the period. Puck at neutral ice, and the buzzer sounds ending this second period. So the Aeros giving up 2 goals in the second period, a total of 3 unanswered goals. So after a 2-0 lead, it's melted away to an Ice Dog 3-2 lead. When we return, Mike Greenlay and I'll have some thoughts right after this. It's a 3-2 hockey game at the Summit. Adam Gordon, Mike Greenlay, Sam Malone, and the Aeros, well, they've given up 3 unanswered goals, and it's been specialty teams. A short-handed goal for Los Angeles and a couple of power play goals have been the trick for Los Angeles. They lead at 3-2. Kind of looks like the Aeros are a little tired in that second period, and, that leads you into conditioning, and that's one of the big things the Aeros stress is good health and conditioning, and that is our subject today as we take time out for good health.
Time Out for Good Health is presented by Columbia HCA Healthcare Corporation. A new commitment in healthcare together.
Welcome to Time Out for Good Health. I'm Dr. Charles Baker, an orthopedic surgeon and team physician for the Houston Aeros. Today we're going to talk about athletic conditioning. Let's go downstairs to the Aeros Conditioning Laboratory. One of the jobs of the medical team is to oversee physical fitness and conditioning of the athletes. With us today is Jerry Mines. Jerry is the head trainer with the Houston Aeros. He was formerly a head trainer with the Houston Oilers. Jerry's going to talk to us a little bit today about the types of conditioning that athletes undergo. This includes aerobic, anaerobic, and strength conditioning. Jerry, could you give us a little information on those subjects?
Thank you, Dr. Baker. We're here in the Aerodrome at the Aeros Sports Conditioning Laboratory, and we're going to give you a little overview of some of the pieces of equipment that we have available to us to do our conditioning. We have several pieces of equipment that are cardiovascular or aerobic in nature. That consists of bicycles, stair climbers, and treadmills, all used for a cross-training effect where our athletes don't get into the rut of doing the same piece of equipment all the time. We also have available lots of pieces of anaerobic equipment, which is predominantly strength training equipment or weightlifting equipment that is used to gain muscle mass and overall general strength.
Remember to always check with your physician before beginning a new exercise program. Please join us next game for another edition of Time Out for Good Health.
Time Out for Good Health was presented by Columbia HCA Healthcare Corporation, a new commitment in healthcare together.
Inside the Summit, Adam Gordon, Mike Greenlay, a 2-1 hockey game. The Arrow, or 2-1 hockey, what am I thinking? 3-2, that's what we were at the first intermission, and then all of a sudden the Ice Dogs explode for 2 goals. They lead at 3-2 with 2 goals in that period, and I was mentioning that, you know, it was the specialty teams, which, you know, it's amazing. That was the Arrows' strong point last year, especially the penalty killing, but they've given up 2 power play goals tonight.
Well, it is early in the season, so we don't want to panic too much just yet, and I'm sure Terry's not panicking too much either, but the big thing is they came into the period and they had a 5-on-3 power play against them. They killed it off. You think that would be enough momentum, but then they get a 5-on-3 power play and they didn't do anything with it. From that point on, it was all back and forth as there were a lot of penalty calls for both teams, and the only ones that made good on them were the Ice Dogs, and that's going to hurt them if they don't change the momentum again to their favor.
And there should be a lot of credit. We've talked about the Arrows. I think a lot of credit has to be to John Van Boxmeer and Brian McCutcheon, the coaching staff of the LA Ice Dogs. They put together a good game plan tonight, and it's working.
Well, they didn't just put together a good game plan right from the beginning of the season. They put together a pretty good team. I mean, you move teams like that, and you add all kinds of new personnel. I mean, that's what Houston had to do last year. They came out and they did well. The Ice Dogs did it this year, and they put together, like you said, a good game plan. They're coming out, they're hitting hard. Like, they're on a 4th game of a 6-game road trip. They got to be feeling it a little bit, and so I mean, I think if the Arrows can wear them down a little bit and hit like they were in the first period, there's no way they're going to stand up. But I think they let them off the hook, and the Arrows have to continue to hit them and wear them down so that there's not going to be anyone coming back on them and scoring any more goals, because right now they have to switch that momentum again.
Taking a look at the highlights, and the turnovers have killed the Arrows in that period.
Well, Miles O'Connor coming into the zone here, and he just loses the puck, and again, the ice may be a little bit sticky or something, but you don't want to lose it to someone like Gordiuk, who usually makes sure on that kind of thing, and he does here. Makes a beautiful move, but the puck just gets a little ways away from him, and Gordiuk, he's an opportunist. He's a goal scorer. He scored 30 goals last year. He's going to probably do the same this year, as he does right there. And those are things that the Arrows are going to have to be careful of. They're going to have to do the little things right, like they did last season and also last game.
Power play has also been a factor for LA in this game, and they get another power play goal.
Well, Bice made a beautiful shot in the top corner there, and again, it was Gordiuk feeding them. And it's just that they get caught up high here, and there's no one to help down low. Bice has all the time in the world to receive the puck from Gordiuk, and that makes it 3-2.
So the Arrows trailing in this hockey game by a score of 3-2, as you talk about. And I think right now the specialty teams has been a factor, and I think discipline. We haven't seen the obstruction penalty tonight, which is a plus, but I still think, you look at the Gord Donnelly major, Mike Yo's little explicative that he said to the referee that cost him another 2 minutes. Arrows have got to watch the discipline, and I think the first 5 minutes of this third period are going to be crucial for the Arrows if they want to get their first win of the year.
Well, like you said, you can't take bad penalties, and a team like the Ice Dogs, who they're not 4-1 for no reason at all. They obviously are good on their specialty teams, and they're good on basically their forecheck and things like that. I mean, you give these guys too many opportunities, and they're going to bite you, and that's what the Ice Dogs are doing right now. Is they're biting the Arrows. They're going to have to bite back.
3-2. Arrows lead or trail it. We'll have more after this. Ice Dogs leading the Houston Aeros by a score of 3-2 in the second period intermission. Adam Gordon, Mike Greenlay, Sam Malone, and the Aeros. As you take a look at the Jeep Eagles second period stats, they do tell a story. 27-15. The Ice Dogs outshoot the Houston Aeros. Those are totals, though, after 2 periods, I might add. Power play shots, 11 for Los Angeles, only 6 for Houston. That is after 6 power play opportunities. Sam Malone, you touched upon that, saying that the Aeros need to get more shots. They haven't done that.
when Terry's in there, he's got a chalkboard, a piece of chalk, and he's writing teamwork. This almost looks like a pickup game between a bunch of guys who have similar jerseys. There's no teamwork. I'm not looking at the offensive passing, the setting up of the plays. They seem to be hurried, right? They seem to be a little confused, and they seem to be pushed around by Todd Gillingham. So they want to work on Gillingham, they want to work on some goals, and they want to work on some teamwork.
All right, 3-2 the Ice Dogs lead, and when we return, we'll bring you the third period of action right after this.
Tim, Rosenberg, Richmond, Katy, Bear Creek, Sugarland, First Colony, Wharton, El Campo. If you're looking for the hottest deals on the hottest cars and trucks in all of Texas, you'd better get to McCullum Dodge in Rosenberg today. McCullum Dodge has them all. 96 Caravans, brand new Neon, Intrepid, Stratus, even Texas' most popular truck, the 95 Dodge Ram. Today, if you hurry, you can buy a new Ram pickup for only $15,855. That's right, a new McCullum Ram pickup only $15,855. Air, Cruise, Tilt, Magnum engine, stereo and more only $15,855. It's all going on in Rosenberg at McCullum Dodge.
AMF Playmaster billiard tables. What sets them apart? Consider flawless slate for superior stability, solid wood frames and rails, and exclusive AmFast cushions for livelier rebounding. It all adds up to the world's best playing billiard tables, and they're made in the heart of America, where quality and value still have real meaning. See AMF Playmaster's complete line of tables at the Billiard Factory, 3 locations in Houston.
Sunderland tonight at 10 on the press box. They changed uniforms and stadiums, and now the baseballers are back for game number 3 of the LCSs. Plus, the Ducks look for win number 1. That's tonight on Prime Sports.
Everything's bigger in Texas, and nothing's larger in the Lone Star State than high school sports. Prime Sports High School Extra and host Craig Wade bring all the action right into your living room.
On the Extra, Sundays at 9:30 and 6:30, only on Prime Sports.
Welcome back to the Summit. Adam Gordon, Mike Greenlay, and Sam Malone. 3-2, the Aeros trail it, and they'll start this period at 5-on-5. And again, the first 5 minutes, I think, very dictative of what we're going to see. And I like the point you made, Sam, about teamwork. And Mike Greenlay, I think that is what the Aeros need right now. They haven't really seen a lot of teamwork in the first 3 and now 4 games. Now couldn't be a better time for them to gel.
Well, they certainly need to get things together here. I mean, they need a win, and it's sure it's getting to the point where you're saying, okay, we're getting on into the season, the 4th game and everything like that, you know, but they need to get something going here. They need to get a win because they need to get something to build off of. If you can't build off anything, you stay in that rut, and teamwork's the best way to do it, is to get everybody doing the same thing.
If you guys are looking to do a little dancing, Mike, Adam, I know you guys are party animals. You're boogie down guys. Do a little dance and get down with the Houston Aeros. Join us for the Saturday night disco party, November 4th at the Summit, featuring KC and the Sunshine Band. He's going to go back into Adam's closet to get his clothes. That'll be your intermission entertainment. White polyester suits allowed. November 4th, disco night, KC and the Sunshine Band.
Simply smashing, darling. Lovely.
They should call that the Herb Tarlick party.
Okay. Well, you look at the starting 5 for the Houston Aeros in this period, and I like it. Conroy, Slivchenko, and Turgeon. Aeros needing some goals, needing one at least to tie. And this is maybe the crew to do it. Turgeon slowly getting brought into it. Turgeon didn't see a lot of ice because of all the penalties.
Well, yeah, and you think you'd seen him a lot more on the power play. He was out there. Just that, like I said, it doesn't matter who you have out there. If and I'm sure Terry feels the same way. If you can't get anything set up in the zone, then you're not going to be able to move the puck around.
And now he's pulled Turgeon off, so maybe Turgeon won't start this period. He had him out there. Sylvain Turgeon, interesting story, and speaking with him before the game, I said, you're going to like playing with Al Conroy. He said, it's amazing how hockey things turn over, because he said, in one of my games, I'd hurt my arm or my wrist, and he was talking about how he had a cast on it, and his first came back when he was playing with Ottawa was against Philadelphia, and he got into a scrap with Al Conroy, and now he's got a pretty good bout. I didn't ask him who won. I figured that was probably pretty touchy, but Turgeon, a big guy, but Al Conroy scrappy, and he says it's amazing how things go around. 1 minute you're beating the daylights out of each other, the next time you're setting each other up. That's sports. Mark Laniel starts this period with a pass to Mike Yeo. Left side, it goes into the LA zone. Aeros need a goal. They're down 3-2. Puck in the Ice Dog end, and it's McDonough. Rolls one out at center for Dwayne Norris. Norris hooks one into the Aero end. Knocked down by Gamble. It's rolled along the boards, and it came out at center. Mark Hardy has to go back to his own zone to play it. Just underway in the third period. Hardy, hard off the glass. It's cleared all the way down the ice. Icing indicated, but Laniel better hustle. McDonough was on his case. Laniel got there, and icing is the call. 3-2 Los Angeles.
Well, you talk about the goal scoring. They definitely are going to need someone that, and Turgeon is that guy, but he's going to need some help from the other players on the team, the other offensive players, and you know, we're going to have to see some more production from guys like Arneal and Freer and McCrory, who have already produced pretty well in the first 3 games, and combined with good team defense, you never know what can happen. But they're going to have to, someone's going to have to light a fire under their butts right now, because with this period just starting, they want to turn this around immediately.
Face off in the circle to the right side of David Littman, and it's Mark Hardy to play in behind the net. Hardy cleared the line, not out. Jakes held it in. It comes to Freer. Freer to McCrory, the shot. And it's stuck aside by Littman. McCrory in the corner trying to shake off a check. It came out in front, but McDonough tipped it away. Doesn't matter. Hubie McDonough can do it offensively or defensively. He's as smart as they come. I liken him a lot to Scott Arneal. Dwayne Norris for Los Angeles across the line. Pulls up in the circle. Shoots. And it was blocked. And Arneal able to clear it. Chased down by Hubie McDonough. Spanks it into the Aero zone. Jakes picks it up. Quick pass to Scott Arneal. Tries to fling one for Freer. It hit McCrory and then bounced to Dwayne Norris. Hooks a pass ahead. It picked up by Jakes. And now Steve Jakes for Scott Arneal. Hands it back to Freer across the line. Looking for Arneal. Not in front. It was pushed away by the Ice Dog defense. Patrick Augusta cleared to the line. Not out. Augusta's second try. It came to center. McDonough trying to come up with it, but Jim Pack hammered it into the LA zone. Littman out of the net to Slow. Littman slowed for the first one back, and it's controlled by the Ice Dog defense. It is Matt Block in behind the net. Forecheck by Arneal. Pass to the left side, brought out at center ice by the Ice Dogs and shot into Houston Aero territory by Patrick Augusta. Gamble came out of the net to Slow. Curtis Hunt, first one back with 2 minutes gone in the third. Aeros down 3-2. Puck shot ahead. It missed everybody. Icing will be the call, as it is controlled, and the Aeros will have a face-off in their own zone.
You know, I'd like to see them come out this period like they did in the first period. The first period, they hemmed the Ice Dogs in a little bit with some good forechecking. Right now, it looks like they're standing back. Both teams are standing back, trying to feel each other out and say, you know, what are you going to do? I'm going to counter it. What are you going to do? And I think the attitude the Aeros have to take right now, along with Terry Ruskowski, is go at them hard, see what you can do, because you never know, a team might break down real quick, and you might be able to get a couple shots, or at least some goal scoring chances.
Terry Ruskowski not happy. I think they're bringing out the squeegee to mop up the ice a little bit. We had this in the start of the second. Now we've got it at the start of the third.
Figure while he's out there, have him check the oil under the hood too. Okay?
Yeah, that'll be unleaded, please.
Well, at least this kind of delay of the game gives everybody a chance to take a breather, talk it over, and say, listen, we came out in the third. There's no big difference from the second. All right?
Yeah.
Let's talk it over. Let's see what's going on here.
The Aeros making a player change. Of course, we've talked about Turgeon, but some other roster moves.
Well, they did lose Tom Bissett, who hadn't really lit it up, as they say, but he still was a positive element for the Aeros offense. They lost him. He decided to go to Switzerland, where he's played for the last 3 years. He decided to take a little hiatus over there for 3 or 4 weeks. He's going to make some good tax-free money over there, and then he'll come back. And Turgeon is definitely a guy that can replace him and then some. But you know, you still lose some forward ability with Bissett. Let's hope Turgeon can really help turn this team around.
Yes, Turgeon, those of you watching on Prime can take a look at him. And I was looking through the roster changes, and the Aeros made another big one that I was very surprised. They let goaltender Mike Greenlay get released.
You know, they did. You know what I thought was funny about that is I was the next day I was skating around on the ice with the guys. You know, I dressed for practice. We were goofing around, and Dave Tippett came up to me and said, "Hey, didn't we release you yesterday?" I thought that was pretty funny. A lot of people don't understand my, I guess, my role here.
I don't think you do.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, that's right. I mean, it's pretty screwed up. But basically, I'm here to help out Adam do the color commentary, and we're going to have a lot of fun this year. And in the event that there's an injury to either Gamble or Dobson, I'll step in and help out.
You talk about fun. Halloween is nearing, Sam Malone. Do the Aeros have anything planned?
You are absolutely correct, Adam. You can have a terrific time at the Houston Haunted Halloween Hayride. Now check this out. This is 35 minutes. It's a hayride through a haunted trail, guaranteed to keep you on the edge of your seat. Check out the, I'm reading this, spooktacular tent of Halloween fun-filled stuff with monster munchies and ghoulish games. Get your tickets now at all Ticketmaster locations. Call 629-3700 for details. Proceeds benefit the Houston Aeros Charities.
Got to do it. Guys, they're enjoying the game. Hi, guys. And
there's that Friday the 13th mask.
My brother. How are you? Puck controlled by the Aeros. It'll come to the near side, and it's Sylvain Turgeon to center, rumping across the line. Turgeon trying to work it back. It's Godiuk that cleared it, and back into the Aero zone. Curtis Hunt chases it down. Oh, had a little trouble, but he was able to control it. Had his skates nearly come out from within him, from under him. It goes into Aero territory and back to play it. It's Mark Laniel. Gamble also came out to take a look at it. In behind the net, Curtis Hunt tried to wrestle the puck away. In there was Slivchenko. Badin gathers it in, and off the center he comes. 3-on-3 rush. Slivchenko across the line with Conroy. Dropped it for Turgeon. He went without the puck, though. Tried to make the move, and now a breakaway for Godiuk. In a low, wait, shoot, score! Victor Godiuk. That is the second time he's gotten behind the Aeros defense, and this hockey game is now 4-2 Los Angeles.
Well, you know, a lot of times the quality of player is determined by what he does away from the puck. And Godiuk, he didn't see it, but he slipped in behind the defense, picked up a good pass, and I tell you what, if there was I don't know if there's a water bottle left on that net. I think he might have blown it right off, but he put it right upstairs. And once again, he comes in, he has plenty of time, he makes a little move, puts it right upstairs, and Gamble doesn't have very much chance on it. That's a lot of breakaways, and you definitely don't want to give that up, especially when you're trying to win a game when you're 0-3.
O'Connor left side tries to bring it in. Holmgren cleared it. So the Aeros, who had a 2-0 lead, have given up 4 unanswered goals and are now down by a couple. Mike Maurice at center ice, trying to move it through across the line. Drops Cipriano, got it back. Maurice gives Cipriano, overskates it. McDonough comes ahead. Hubie McDonough. He'll backhand it into the Aero zone, and Campbell comes out of the net. What has gone on to the Houston Aeros? They got off to such a terrific first period, and it's been all Los Angeles pretty well since then. Aeros trying to get a goal. Here comes Cipriano. It's tipped away. He tried to get it back. McDonough picked it loose, and it spun to center. O'Connor at his own blue line to Jakes. It's Steve Jakes along the near side. He'll flip it into the LA zone. Huey McDonough is there, and it's brought in. Dwayne Norris is shot high and wide. I'm not sure Gamble expected that. He's looking behind him. And the puck goes back into the Los Angeles zone.
I think the puck was on its edge, and when it's like that, boy, it takes a funny shot when someone really lets it go.
Back into the Aero zone, it's Mark Freer. Chipped one ahead for Arneal, could not clear the zone. And Laniel scoots it to neutral ice. Nesic. Over to the left side, Brett Duncan, bumped by Freer. Puck came behind the net, and it's Jim Pack to Scott Arneal. Can't clear the zone. Held in by the Ice Dogs. Now Laniel will try it again. Roll one over to Arneal. Clear to the line, not out. Again, Laniel, a pass to center for Graham Townsend. That's over 2 lines, and play whistle down. Let's take a break. Ice Dogs lead at 4-2. We'll be back. 4-2 hockey game. Adam Gordon, Sam Malone, Mike Greenway. And fans, hello, how are you? Hopefully a little magic wand. If you're going to wave like that, put a little magic wand into the Aeros offense. See if they can get 2 goals here with 15:45 to play.
You know, the one thing the Aeros are going to have to deal with, they have the puddle behind the Ice Dogs goal now. It's going to slow down their play behind the goal that they want to score on, trailing by 2 goals.
Laniel. He'll whip a pass to the right side. Freer. Darcy Martini fired one for John Bice. Bice to the left side. Godiuk, who's got 2 goals tonight, both of them on breakaways. Arneal Rink wide pass, Freer shoots it into the Los Angeles zone. Littman came out of the net. And we're going to get a penalty coming up to the Los Angeles Ice Dogs. It will be, we're waiting for the call, it's going to be a hook, and the Aeros will be on the power play.
Well, here's our chance to get within 1 goal. It should have been only 1 goal to tie, but now they've opened up that lead, and the Aeros are going to have to score on this just to get back into the game. With only 15 minutes left in the game, you know, a team like the Ice Dogs will probably be just content to just keep dumping it down the ice and just keep wasting time.
Face off in the circle to the left side of David Littman. Conroy, Maurice Lipchenko with Miles O'Connor and Mark Laniel. The Ice Dogs will line up with Hubie McDonough and Jim Nesic. Matt Block defensively, and I cannot see the other defenseman's number, but I think it might be Darcy Martini. Power plays. Ice Dogs have 2 of them. 2 goals on 7 opportunities. Aeros 1 of 6. It's Mark Chris, not Darcy Martini, the other defenseman. He played the puck ahead to Jim Nesic, cleared to the line, not out. Knocked down by Laniel. Trying to roll it down for Conroy in the corner. It's chipped away. Nesic trying to get it out of the zone. He and Laniel grind it out along the near side. Whoa, that was a big shot right into McDonough. He turned, knocked it down, and all the way down the ice it'll go. Gamble out of the net, leaves for Miles O'Connor, and he'll take the puck behind his net. O'Connor wings one out to the right side. Slivchenko, he's offended on the play, and Chris tried to advance it. O'Connor knocked it down. Hoists it into the Los Angeles zone. Back of the Dogs. It is Herbie Block that cleared it to center. I told you I'd get both names in there. It's O'Connor. Turns one into the Los Angeles zone, and Matt Block's got it at his own line, charging up ice. Block fired it into the Aero end, and Gamble will come out to slow. Aero power play down to 1:10. Laniel. Pass to the neutral zone for Conroy. That's through 2 lines, and a face-off comes back into the Aero zone.
Well, I tell you what, when your team's winning, you can tell the way the Ice Dogs, like you said, they're 4-1. When your team's winning, everybody looks good and everybody feels good. But when you're not winning your games, it really makes it tough. I mean, as a player, every pass seems harder, every shot seems harder, and no matter how good you play, you still never look as good as you do if you're winning. So you gotta understand how the Aeros feel right now with the 4-2 deficit and no wins this year so far.
Freer across the line and hits skates, and that is offside. Face off comes to center. Power plays really struggle. I mean, really, after the first period, the Aeros, it just seemed like went into a big-time rut. The first period, they dominated, I thought, and owned that first period. But after that, it has been all Los Angeles.
And that's the truth. Even with shorthanded, Los Angeles is playing way above the blue line. They're not even playing worried right now. You know, they don't even play like they're shorthanded right now, Adam.
Nope. Freer trying to win the draw. Aeros have 50 on the power play. Jake circles back at center ice. Jim Pack chips one ahead for Townsend. It was blocked, and it came back to center, and another offsides call. So on this power play, we've seen 2 offsides and a 2-line pass, and another face-off at center ice.
Well, I think that one of the big problems is that when things aren't going your way and the team isn't playing as Sam said earlier, as a team, togetherness, then players try and start to do things on their own, and that adds to the problem, because then you really don't have everybody doing the same thing.
Jakes rolls one into the LA zone. Arneal's got it. Trying to move it along the boards. He swept it back to the line for Jim Pack. That's the way it's gone all night. It slipped over his stick, and the Ice Dogs shoot it down. Gamble comes out of the net. Here's Steve Jakes along the boards. He'll try to advance the puck. Jakes. A pass for Freer across the line. Freer trying to move in. Freer looking in front. It comes to Townsend. Townsend rolled it to an open corner. Nobody there except LA Ice Dogs, and they'll sweep it down the ice. Power play down to 10 seconds. Aeros trail 4-2 with 13.5 to go in the third. Jim Pack from right to left. Pass out to the right side, Arneal. Give it back to Pack at his own line, and Ice Dogs are there. They've killed off the penalty, and they've got a 2-on-1. Here they come. The shot by Lambert, and Gamble makes a great save, and Jim Pack is there. Pack rolled one out to the right side, Townsend. It's kicked away by Block, and it goes right back into the Aero zone. Jakes chased it down in behind his net. Steve Jakes, he's got a goal. Well, actually, an assist on Mike Maurice's goal. It was his shot that gave the Aeros a 2-0 lead. Patrick Augusta at the Aero line, had it tipped away. Turgeon trying to chase it down, and back are the Ice Dogs. Hubie McDonough in his own end. McDonough brings it through the neutral zone. McDonough across the line, and back is Miles O'Connor. O'Connor to Mark Laniel. Here's Turgeon now, shoots it into the LA zone. Littman comes out, and it's out to center, and here's another break. 2-on-2 as Turgeon hustles back. McDonough shoots. Great save by Gamble. McDonough still with a pass. Now it came out in front. Norris, great save again by Gamble. Rebound. Oh, another shoulder save by Troy Gamble. Give me a shoulder to lean on, baby. Kick that one out of there. Puck goes down to Patrick Augusta. That got this crowd fired up. It hasn't been Gamble tonight, Mike Greenlay.
Gamble has played stellar tonight, and there you see a perfect example as he kicked 2 or 3 shots that were labeled, and just, I mean, no fault at all on Gamble's part. He just keeps playing. He's not saying die.
Here come the Ice Dogs. They've got a 3-on-2. Pass over to the left side, Gillingham. He's scraping over one of the Aeros. Crowd wanting a penalty, won't get it. And it's clear to the near side, not out. Jim Nesich held it in. Base of the right circle, a centering pass. Went through skates to the far side. Yo chased it down. He's unloaded on by Gillingham. Puck came to Nesich, to Donatelli. A shot glove by Gamble. And play is whistled down. And we take time out. It's 4-2 Los Angeles as the Aeros trying to get something started here in the third. We'll be back.
The Aeros trailing 4-2 as we see Gillingham putting a good hit on Yo. And then the puck turns over, giving Donatelli eventually a chance in front of the net, and Gamble freezes. Gillingham goes to the front of the net and causes a ruckus, and he'll sit in the box along with I'm not sure who else got thrown in there, but it turned into a scuffle. I think Gamble was letting him have a little piece of his mind there, and it just turned into a melee there. So
Troy's not the talkative type, is he?
Oh no, he wouldn't say anything. He wouldn't say anything bad to anybody.
Puck is at center. We'll go 4-on-4 for a couple of minutes as the Ice Dogs in their own zone. Slavchenko trying to take one away. He moves it down the left side. It came out in front. Laniel chipped it out at center, and the Aeros will regroup. Miles O'Connor skating back to his own blue line. He's got a little ice now. O'Connor right side across the line. Conroy cuts to the net. O'Connor trying to come up with one, and we're going to get a penalty. And I think it might be on the Ice Dogs for hooking. Or no, pardon me. It'll be on Miles O'Connor. And so the Aeros will be down at 2 men, but the Ice Dogs are down a man, so it'll be 4-on-3. Aeros trail by 2 with 10:47 to play in the third.
Well, Miles O'Connor is caught in a corner, and he puts his stick across the front of, I'm not sure who that is, he puts a stick across the front of John Bice, I believe it is. And that basically stops him from getting the puck. Actually got his stick up a little high, and I think that's what he's going to get, as a high sticking call. But yeah, it could be called either one. He could even have gotten an obstruction penalty there for interference, because as Bice was going for the puck, Miles put his stick across him and didn't allow him to go. And of course, we know now that is not allowed, especially this year. And so once again, we see the Aeros trying to kill a penalty, and this is one of the tougher ones to kill, a 4-on-3, like we said before, because there's so much room on the ice to work with.
Ice Dogs bring it across the line. Mark Hardy got by one check, then he's hauled down by Arneal, but play goes on. Now the puck cleared to the line, not out. It's held in by Hardy. Mark Hardy to Hubie McDonough. McDonough, get it back. It's actually Lambert, not Hardy. Lets the shot go. Ooh, ouch. Right off Scott Arneal. Nothing hurts more than that. The puck is finally cleared by the Aeros. Down the ice it goes. 1:23 left in the O'Connor penalty, but in 50 seconds, you've got Gillingham and Maurice that'll return. Puck goes into Aero territory. Gamble comes out of the net, and he hooks a pass to Mark Fear, and he escorts it out to neutral ice. Hardy's got it at center for Los Angeles. Gives one to Victor Gordiuk. He's got himself a short-handed goal. Got himself actually a power play, or 2 short-handed goals rather. That's right. That's right. The other one was short-handed. Puck brought in by Los Angeles. They've got a 2-on-1, but it was behind Gordiuk. Came back to the line. Hardy, right point down for Victor Gordiuk. Base of the right circle. To the line, Hardy. Gets one over to the left side. Lambert slips a pass in front. The shot. Oh, McDonough had a wide open net. Couldn't put it in there. Pass came to the line. Lambert looks for the shot. Dan Lambert skips it down low. Here's the shot. Gamble stopped it. Rebound in front. Gamble dives and covers up. 9:20 to go in the third. Ice Dogs up 4-2. In 2 seconds, Maurice and Gillingham return. There's 33 seconds remaining in the Miles O'Connor penalty.
I'll tell you what, Gamble stood up well tonight, facing some very tough shots. These are all one-on-one type situations. First of all, he gets a pass across the crease of it. McDonough just misses. He was expecting the puck to stay in the air. And then right after that, he's faced with a shot coming right in one-on-one. And he's faced a lot of these little one-on-ones tonight. As a goaltender, you usually don't have to face as many. He makes 2 saves and finally says, I've had enough. I'm covering this one up. He's had a very good night tonight, even though they put 4 by him. He's made 25 saves tonight. A lot of them tough.
Puck is controlled by the Ice Dogs. It's drive by the Ice Dogs in front. Mark Chris. It was stopped. It came back to the line for Block. Matt Block looks for the shot. Instead rolled it to the left side. Dogs moving on the power play with 15 seconds. Puck skims to the near side. Gillingham getting mauled in front of the net again. He loves it in there. Chris to the line. The shot by Block hit Gamble. Wow, how'd he come up with that one? And it's cleared down the ice. Ice Dogs control. 8:45 to go. Aeros have killed off the penalty. At center they come. Dwayne Norris right side skips through Jim Pack, but Maurice takes over. Turns one out at center, just missing Slivchenko. Lambert back in his own zone. Flips it to center. It goes into Aero territory. Gamble slowed behind the net, leads for Steve Jakes. Off the boards, trying to find Slivchenko. Vadim across the line with McCrory. Here's Vadim right in on goal. Oh, great pass to Yo. And he couldn't get the shot on goal. It just skips wide of the net. McCrory to the line. Pack held it in nicely at a left point. Gives to Slivchenko, looking for McCrory. McCrory gives to Yo. Fan partially on his shot, and the Ice Dogs clear it. 8 minutes to go. Aeros down 4-2.
Well, this is the kind of pressure that the Aeros need to put on, but they can't just do it for one shift. They got to do it for the rest of the game.
And they need 2 goals. Puck at center ice. Los Angeles, Jim Nesich across the line with Donatelli and Bice. A shot, blocker saved by Gamble. It's turned around by Scott McCrory. McCrory across the line with Slivchenko. Nice pass, Slivy shoots, Littman stopped it. Rebound came in front, Slivchenko again, the shot, oh, lit wide by Yo, and it's cleared out to center. So this line of Yo, Slivchenko, and McCrory finally getting some offense generated, and David Littman, who hasn't seen much work in this period, finally put to the test. It's 4-2 Los Angeles. We'll be back. Ice Dogs with a 4-2 lead. Don't forget to join us again next Friday night for more IHL hockey action when the Houston Aeros host the Detroit Vipers. Aeros will be trying to avenge last week's tough 3-2 loss at the hands of the unbeaten Vipers. That's the Aeros and the Vipers next Friday night on Prime Sports and KPRC Radio. And Sam Malone, the Aeros have had their work cut out for him, and the Ice Dogs, who are normally pretty tough with their shots on goal defensively, again doing the job.
You know, they're only allowing, league low 25 shots. So far, only 16 tonight. They're getting their money's worth today.
And it's funny, which shows that they play good defense. But the other thing is, though, they've scored 23 goals coming into tonight's game, but they've allowed 17, which means maybe defensively it isn't as good. But I'll tell you, you look at David Littman tonight, the goaltender for the LA Ice Dogs. He's played a strong game, Greener.
Well, I tell you what, Dave Littman, he's a very acrobatic goalie, as you've seen. I mean, he's 4-0 this year. Their team's 4-1, so he's the man that they're going with. Van Boxmeer's going to go with him. And like we said, he didn't even play last year except for the end of the season in the playoffs, and he stepped back in this league like it was nothing. So, I mean, obviously he's a very talented goalie. I can tell you that because I've played with him. And, you know, originally with Buffalo's organization, then with Tampa Bay's, but he's doing the job for the Ice Dogs.
Laniella shot and a stick save by Littman. A shot in front again, and Littman will glove it and hold on. So the question now is, with 7:09 left, is the barrage too little too late? No, not at all. There's plenty of time.
I tell you what, the Aeros have the talent, they have the capability to pot 2 goals and then see what happens. But they have to get that first one. You talk about teams getting a big save, getting a big hit, but I mean, they have been getting that. But now what they need is a big goal. And hopefully the line out there right now can produce some of that. Turgeon, that's what he's here for. Hopefully he can produce.
Yeah, the Aeros need some momentum.
Yeah, they do. Who's going to be the stand-up guy? Who's going to be the fellow who goes and checks his answering machine, and the message is, hey, score a goal?
Are you the one that's going to leave the message?
Hold on. Hello? Hello, Rob?
Face off to the right of David Littman. And one of the linesmen doesn't like the way that the Ice Dogs have lined up. They've got to be on their side. It's like the line of scrimmage when you're facing off. You don't want to encroach there. No 5-yard penalty, though. It's the only difference. Maurice to take the draw against Jim Nessich. Top of the puck, O'Connor flings one down. It's picked up by Hubie McDonough, but not out. Townsend held it in. Cycles it for Maurice. Centered in front. Turgeon turning. Gets a shot, but blocked. O'Connor looking for Townsend behind the net. It was centered again, blocked. Aeros trying to hold it in. Laniel tried, but it was cleared to center ice. Now Laniel looking at Victor Gordiuk. Thought maybe they might dance, but play going on. O'Connor hits the line. Sends one, just missing Turgeon. Came to the near side for Maurice. Looking behind the net. It was pushed away by the Ice Dogs, and they will turn and clear to Nessich, and out at center they come. John Bice through center. Across the line, gives to Gordiuk, cutting in. Victor Gordiuk, then he's pounded down by Laniel. Oh, Mark Laniel lowered the boom on Victor Gordiuk, who kind of looked for a penalty, but none were called. Maurice goes after a loose puck, spikes a pass ahead for Townsend. He'll shoot it down the ice. This will be an icing call as the Ice Dogs go back. Dan Lambert to touch. And a face-off back into the Aero zone. 4-2 Los Angeles, 6:08 to play.
And one of the big successes of the Ice Dogs tonight have been their transition game. Whenever the puck gets back to the defenseman, they get it up really quick to the forwards, and that just turns the flow around. And you can catch another team napping if you do that. And they've done it very well tonight. And with the players that they're giving him to, I mean, you got the McDonoughs, you got the Gordiuks, and you give those guys the puck on the fly, and I tell you what, they're gonna make good on most of their plays, as you've seen tonight. So you got to close the gap a little bit in between the two.
Off the face-off, it's in the Aero zone. Gillingham rolled it behind the Aero cage, picked up by Jakes. Turns right wing boards and a long rink-wide pass for Arneal. He's out there with Freer and Slivchenko. This was a line that was pretty effective in the regular season last year. Slivchenko looking for Freer. It's cleared to the line. Gillingham swipes at it. He got it out, and a penalty coming up. A penalty coming up as Gillingham down. Arneal looking at Todd Gillingham.
And Gillingham, I mean, we mentioned earlier he led the league in penalty minutes with 50. He has six more minutes tonight, I believe. I think he's not going to the box this time. This time he draws the penalty as Arneal gets a stick up on him and drives his head into the boards.
A Gillingham sandwich.
Well, he's been all over the ice. I'll tell you what.
Look at that face. Hey, baby, ease up on me. There's a guy's been causing a lot of trouble tonight for the Aeros. He finally gets a little of his own medicine, and he's making baby face.
He's done the job. He's frustrated the Aeros. I mean, he got Gord Donnelly kicked out of this game.
He's been very effective. That's the kind of player he is, and he does his job well. He runs along the lines of the Daniel Shanks of the league, and
Jeff Medill, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe not in the same talent aspect,
but same kind of player, and all you need is to get a player like that to get your team off their game, and it's effective. I don't care what, and so far tonight it's been somewhat effective. That's not the only problem the Aeros have faced.
McDonough rolls one over to Dwayne Norris in the Aero zone, and then Slivchenko pounds him down. Puck controlled by Al Conroy, and it's scooped to center. Slivchenko after it. Can he get there? He's got it, making the move, but Lambert picked it away. Nice try for Slivchenko, but the Ice Dogs are back. Here comes Lambert across the Aero line, pulls up at a left point, scoops it down for Dwayne Norris, looks in front for McDonough or Gillingham, instead turns it back to the line. Lambert back to Norris in the circle, behind the net. McDonough center one, it hits skates, pinballs along the boards, and finally it was Slivchenko that ricocheted all the way down the ice. Knocked down by David Littman. And the Ice Dogs have it with 4:43 to play.
This would be a great time for a shorthanded goal. They should take a page out of LA's book. They have 6 this year and lead the league.
Puck is banged to center ice and all the way down into the Los Angeles Ice Dog zone. It's at center ice. Mark Hardy turns back into his own zone. Forecheck by Maurice. Works one over to Hultgren. Kelly Hultgren's pass to John Bice. Quick rink wider for Gordiuk. It was too far, and Jakes turns back and gets it over to Jim Pack and cleared to center ice. Aeros trying to kill off this power play. They've given up 2 power play goals this evening. And it's Jim Pack. Hammered one to the near side. Holmgren held it in. Now Turgeon's out there. He's trying to move it ahead. This is a guy that will be a factor. He's been a little bit tonight, but he's had limited ice, and you can't really judge him on his first night in an Aero uniform. Puck comes over to the right side. Bice, nice move, and I don't think Gordiuk expected that pass from John Bice. Behind the net, Bice again. 2 seconds left in the power play. Bice cutting in, lost the handle, and the Aeros have got it. Jakes will hammer it to center. Holmgren knocked it down and popped it into the Aero zone. 3:35 to go in the third, and a 4-2 LA lead. Arneal along the far side. Nesic tipped it free. Him and Maurice go and battle along the boards. It is Maurice right side with Turgeon and Arneal in after the puck. Nesic. Arneal sizes him up, tries to bang him into the boards. Norris cleared to the line, not out. Turgeon trying to get it ahead, but Donatelli tipped it out at center. Laniel turns it neutral ice. Forecheck by Clark Donatelli. It's Miles O'Connor in his own zone again. Forecheck by Donatelli. O'Connor to Freer, but Matt Block is there, and he'll spin it into the Houston Aero zone. After it, Laniel. Donatelli goes in after it, beats him to the puck. That negated the icing. Donatelli along the far boards, his pass to Norris. He is tied up by the Aeros along the boards, but the Ice Dogs continue to pepper away. They have worked hard in both ends of the ice tonight. Freer working hard. He's got it out of the zone. Townsend brings it up ice with Freer. It's Freer, a pass looking for Arneal. Off to the corner. A sharp angle shot hit the side of the net. Townsend rolls one to O'Connor, pinching deep from home. He centered it, but he missed Townsend with a pass, and the Ice Dogs bring it ahead. Dwayne Norris trying to bring it into the Aero end. He was harassed by Graham Townsend, and Mark Laniel is there. Laniel to Yo. Skates through the neutral zone. Yo had it tipped away. Slivchenko's got it. Vadim across the line. Quick shot in the left-hand save made by Littman. Yo overskated a puck, and the Ice Dogs clear it. Victor Gordiuk. And he'll hoist it into the Aero zone. 2 minutes to go. And the Ice Dogs lead it 4-2. Jakes. A pass to center. And it's Hubie McDonough who will shoot it into the Aero end. Jim Pack goes back for Houston.
And keep your eye on Gamble, as he might make a streak for the bench if Terry wants him to pull him for an extra attacker.
That's a good call. Conroy shoots it in. After it, Darcy Martini trying to clear it. Cannot. Gamble still in the nets. He wants to come to the bench. Now he comes. And the Aeros with an extra attacker. It's Mike Maurice. Puck is feathered up and down the ice and over the glass and out of play. We take a quick timeout. 4-2 Los Angeles. We'll be back. Along with Mike Greenlay, Sam Malone, Adam Gordon with you. 4-2, the Aeros trail, and Terry Ruskowski's got his troops. Well, there's time.
Well, I've seen more goals scored than they need in a minute 30, I can tell you. But the question is whether, well, the question is first of all whether they have the ability to do it. I think they do. And secondly, does LA have the capability of allowing that to happen? You never know. I mean, it's a new team and everything. They've played pretty solid, so who knows? What they need to do is get the first one, worry about the next one later. I mean, they have 2 goals to overcome just to get the game tied. And I think if they just send everybody to the net and just let her howl, I think they might have some success, unless Terry has drawn up a specific plan. But what I find in those situations, he could try and tinker it around a little too much and design something a little too sophisticated. The guys aren't able to grasp it right away, and it's hard to execute. So hopefully they just send the guys to the net and start letting her fly.
Ice Dogs win the draw, though, and they get it to the line. Aeros never really able to corral the puck. They've got a 3-on-2. LA does. Open net. Shot just missed by Gordiuk. O'Connor hustles back to play it. Chipped it along the boards. Away the Aeros come. They got 6-on-5 attackers. Gamble's at the bench. Littman out of the net. He'll spin it along the boards. Knocked away Lambert. Not out. Freer's got it. A minute to go in the game. Freer down low. Maurice in the corner. Spins it to the line. Aeros trying to move it down. Freer centered in skates, and the Ice Dogs clear but not out. Conroy held it in. 51 seconds. Maurice centered. It hit skates. They bang away at a loose puck. Freer can't get it. It came out in front. Conroy, he's got it. Centered it, but right to an Ice Dog, and it was cleared by Victor Gordiuk.
Nobody could get their stick on the puck, and it just kept bouncing around in everybody's skates.
Maurice ripped it into the LA zone. Near side Townsend behind the net for Freer. Freer had it pushed by Lambert, and Gordiuk's got it. He'll bang it off the boards. It'll go down the ice. Icing will be indicated, though, as Conroy will hustle back and touch. 19 seconds to go in the third, but the Aeros need 2. And Terry Ruskowski, his team staring an 0-4 start, and it's going into Cincinnati. And I'll tell you, those 2 games against Cincinnati are not going to be easy at all.
And the thing, first of all, it's going to be tough going in there with no wins and 4 losses. Secondly, they're going in there 3 games, and it's going to be their second and third games in their second and third nights. And third, the third game they play, the second, which is the second game in Cincinnati, it's a 2 o'clock game. So these guys are going to have a lot of rest between now and the third game they play this weekend. So, I mean, they really have, you know the old saying, if you want to get yourself out of the hole, stop digging. Well, they're going to have to stop digging pretty soon because it's just getting deeper, and they're going to have to start climbing out pretty soon. But we definitely have a tough job ahead of them. I mean, in this game, a lot of people would say, well, yeah, it's over, and a lot of the fans have as they start to file out of the rink. But just in general, I mean, you can't let yourself get too far behind. And right now, with the 0-4, it's going to be tough.
Let's take a look at tonight's Gatorade play of the game, and your man, Troy Gamble, Sammy.
Troy's in the house.
He's in the house, and he makes an outstanding series of plays to keep the Aeros in the game.
Well, Troy Gamble, he makes 1 pad save, 2 pad saves, and then I think he gets another one here off his shoulder. And I tell you what, Gamble has been strong the whole season so far, and you know what? You want him to stay strong no matter what happens, because eventually you will need him, and the players will need him. And hopefully he can get things going.
Off the face-off, Slivchenko, a shot blocked. It comes to Laniel, the backhander blocked again in front, and the Ice Dogs fall on top of it. And play halted.
Well, right there, I'm not sure who's on the ice, but Nasic was on the ice. He looked like a bale of hay, and everyone was throwing their pitchforks into him as they were trying to get the puck underneath them.
That would hurt.
Yeah, I guess. But a good play by Nasic as he just stayed down and covered the puck, giving the Ice Dogs a chance to, change their defenseman up maybe, and give themselves a little time to regroup.
Face off to the left of Whitman. Conroy to take the draw against Hubie McDonough. And McDonough wins the draw. 8 seconds left. Aeros have it. Turgeon in behind the cage. Centered. Oh, it hit skates. Aeros bang away at it. Littman stopped it. And finally, he will cover up and hold on with 2 seconds left. And now Conroy getting into it with Duncan. Duncan wanting to go. Tell you what, Brett Duncan, who played in Richmond last year in the East Coast League, this guy can fight. He can fight with the best of them. And he wants it, Al Conroy.
Well, I mean, he's not out there because he's going to score some goals. I mean, he had 216 penalty minutes last year in 63 games for Raleigh. He played for the Ice Caps last year, and I mean, he had 4 goals, 4 assists in that time. But as you said, he's a big man, and you didn't see him very much tonight. But when it came down to the time where we want to keep our guys away from the goalie, we want to be tough in front of the net with 10 seconds left, they threw him out there, and he was effective for the 8 seconds he played tonight. But
the Aeros, and maybe what started it, if we take a look at it on Prime.
Well, Turgeon gets hit by Duncan up high here into the boards, and you don't want a player like Turgeon getting hurt right first Thursday game you got him. You want to ease him in, and Turgeon's been throwing his weight around a bit himself, but he's got hit there, and it escalated into something else.
5 of the 6 meetings between these two teams have been decided by 1 goal. 3 of them went to a shootout. That's of course last year when they played at San Diego. And the Aeros are going to still go as the buzzer sounds. The Aeros now are 3-4 against the LA Ice Dogs / San Diego Gulls. But the big number is the fact that they are 0-4 starting off the 95-96 season. And all you can do now is continue to scratch your head and wonder what if and what next.
Well, I mean, you look at something like that and you say, is it the forwards? Well, no, because you can't pin it all on the forwards. Is it the defensemen. Look at the defensemen. They've got one of the strongest line defensive cores in the league. Is it the goaltending? Certainly not. Rob Dobson played well when he played, and Gamble's been stellar the whole season so far. So you have to ask yourself, what's the underlying reason why this team can't get together and turn it into a win? And I wish I had that answer for you. All anybody can do is speculate, but right now they got to find some answer, because right now it's nipping them in the butt, and it's going to keep getting them until they do something about it.
Yeah, Sammy, I mean, I don't know.
Well, would it be some missing faces from last season? Would there Mario Chitteroni may have helped? Hey, Mr. Tippett taking the suit off, putting the uniform back on. Maybe some last year's faces coming into the this year's lineup.
It's an interesting thought, but the Aeros do have to, and I know this is a cliche, but you kind of have to play with the hand you're dealt. And right now, the Aeros looking at a couple of 9 of hearts, and right now they've got to pull themselves together and see if they can't find themselves a couple of quote-unquote aces in the hole. I think Turgeon will help. But you got to get him some skates and get his legs going, and we'll see how that is as the season goes on. 4-2, Ice Dogs win it. They're now 5-1. Aeros are 0-4, and we'll have some thoughts after this. Houston Aeros hockey on Prime Sports has been brought to you by Southwest Airlines. With low fares on every seat of every flight, everywhere it flies. Fly Southwest, the low-fare airline. By your participating Texas Chrysler, Plymouth, Dodge, and Jeep and Eagle dealers. By Columbia HCA Healthcare Corporation, a new commitment to healthcare together. By Texaco Clean System 3 gasolines. Add more life to your car. Take it to the star. And by the Gatorade Company. If you're living life to the fullest, you're gonna get thirsty. That's why you need Gatorade Thirst Quencher. Life's a sport. Drink it up. Along with Mike Greenlay, Sam Malone, Adam Gordon with you. It's a final. The LA Ice Dogs have beat the Houston Aeros by a score of 4-2. The Ice Dogs 5-1. The Aeros 0-4. And again, the Aeros prepare for 2 more games on this 3-game and 3-night swing, and both of those will be in Cincinnati tomorrow and Sunday. You can see tomorrow's game on UPN 20, as well as hear all action on 950 KPRC. And then the only way you'll catch the Aeros on Sunday is on KPRC. The Aeros will stay on the road Wednesday and take on the Indianapolis Ice. It is time for tonight's Texaco star of the game, and it is Victor Gordiuk. 2 goals, an assist, a couple of them shorthanded, and one of the goals we happen to have, and this is what really hurt the Aeros.
Well, Miles O'Connor came out of the zone, and it just slipped off the end. It got away from him and slipped off the end of his stick, and Gordiuk is a good penalty killer there, and as their whole team is, and he's in all alone with no one to bother him. He makes a good move on Troy Gamble and beats him low to the glove side, and that was just one of Gordiuk's goals tonight, and he's shown why he's a 30-goal man, and you can't give guys like that too many chances.
Taking a look at tonight's final stats, they're brought to you by your local Texas Dodge dealers. 33-20. The Aeros were outshot again. The Aeros outshot Detroit, but other than that, they've been outshot in every other game. And the power plays, the LA Ice Dogs 2 of 9, the Aeros 1 of 7. That 1 of 7, I think, is another tale tonight. Aeros with 12 penalties for 35 minutes, and the LA Ice Dogs 10 penalties for 20 minutes. Sam Malone, you are no longer green. You have been baptized.
Tonight,
yes, you have been baptized.
Well, thank you, Adam and Mike, for letting me sit in, and you guys do a great job. It's a great opportunity to sit up here in the booth with you guys and see the game in a whole different light.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. You did a terrific job. Game kind of picked up a little bit, but your insight really helped. We appreciate it.
I appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Speak well of me.
I'll be good to you guys on Monday morning on 104 KRBE.
Thank you very much. All right, the Aeros go down by a score of 4-2. Their next action, again, will be in Cincinnati. I'm sure we'll probably get a look at Rob Dobson.
You probably will, as Terry Ruskowski usually goes along with something like a change of goaltenders after a loss.
It's tomorrow at 6:30. The game can be seen on UPN 20. The Aeros of the Cincinnati Cyclones, as well as heard live on 950 KPRC. That'll be the Aeros' next action. The Aeros' next telecast on Prime Time Sports will be Friday night, a week from tonight at 7 o'clock as the Aeros host the mighty Detroit Vipers. For Mike Greenlight and Sam Malone, this is Adam Gordon thanking you for joining us. We enjoyed your company tonight. The Aeros lose 4-2. Coming up next on KPRC, it's the Houston Aeros post-game highlight show. For Sam Malone, Mike Greenlight, see ya.